Oh yeah, oh yeah. Here, let me go ahead and get to the YouTubes. Mother.
Mute my stream. I had the stream on too, so I had to mute it.
You don't have to do that. I'm just going to try to find my thing here. Welcome one, welcome all to the Jerkmonger Show, coming at you live from Tampa, Florida. I am your host, the Jerkmonger, also known as Elliot Fernandez, and I am super pumped up right now because we are all hanging out. We got 9 people watching. The chat's already lit. People are getting excited. This is good, man. This is good. I already have some information, you guys. How is everybody doing? I got some information in the description section, and I just want you guys to.
I appreciate that.
We have. Turns out I'm hanging out tonight with Cridious, Antonio Malpica. We are going to be working on a concept of his together. I have some information here. I have the picture where we're going to start from.
Right.
Hold on, see, drawing with Cridious. I'm going to type in here.
Yeah, I photoshopped that picture together. I took a whole bunch of pictures of different women, and I just did a lot of blending tools and stuff like that, just to make it look like a real woman.
Right on. Well, it looks cool. It looks cool, but I think you're right. I think it looks a little bit close to America.
Yeah.
So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that tonight.
That was my issue.
I'm gonna read the chat real quick. Toom says hello. I have a headache from neck pain, but I struggle on to support you guys. Well, thanks, Toom. I appreciate that, man. I'm like the best. I know. Gotcha. Let's see. Cridious says, "What's up?" All right, you're the one jamming on the thing. All right.
Yeah.
Macho Dan says, "What's up, guys? Looking forward to this." And yeah, okay. 3D Robin says, "Hi, guys." I like that. He just said, "Hi, guys." That's how I read it. That's not how he said it. All right. Rotwell, what's going on? All right. So that's my take my keyboard off the desk. So I'm gonna grab my phone.
Yeah, because I was trying to make because I wrote this story like right after I did Detective Dead, the first campaign when I released it. She just popped into my head, this character, and her story popped into my head, and I said, "Oh my goodness, that's just so thrilling and sad." And I was like, "I need to write it." So I started designing the character, but then like when I was done designing her, I went online and I saw like there was a comment, I think by Edwin or somebody, I don't remember who it was. I think maybe Tug, about American Chavez. I was like, "Who's that? Who the heck is that?" So I went to go look online, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was so disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, so is she essentially? It looks like she's nice and thick. I see.
Yeah.
She's like a all-American girl, or is she Latina at all?
From Texas.
From Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what we're gonna do? Uncanny. What's going on, man? Mr. Kodiak, Mr. Bear. What's up, party peeps? Totally excited. Word. Yeah, I'm pumped up. So yeah, so there is definitely that kind of thing. So we're gonna figure out maybe. Excuse me. I just coughed into my microphone, so I apologize for that.
It's cool. At least you're not Donald. Donald be burping on the mic.
No, man, that's not cool. We don't do that. We don't do that. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just start off with. What I'm going to do first is, before I get into drawing the character, let's go ahead and well, first of all, Antonio, for anyone that doesn't know who you are, because I think most people, we have a lot of crossover in our group. Tell us a little bit about your projects and what you got going on, and who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Right. My name is Cridious. Everybody knows me as Cridious, of course, but my real name is Antonio. I have a project on Indiegogo called Detective Dead. It's about a 1932 detective who discovers the lifeless bodies of his wife and daughter, and during the process gets killed himself. And when he wakes up, he finds himself in modern day time, running around, trying to figure out how he survived, his death. And he also finds out that criminals from his past are also alive. And now he himself and all the criminals from his era that he killed are running around with superpowers. So now he got to figure out if he's going to get revenge on the men that killed his family, or if he's going to save this one girl that's deeply connected to him through a friend of his. And that's about it. And then you can also follow me on Twitter at @ScornComics with the X at the end.
There you go. So, which I can update that too for you. If you're a moderator, can you update this? You can't update the video, right?
No, I don't think they let you do that. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which that makes sense. let me I just put away your thing here. Let me go real quick. I'm going quickly into Google to just get his information for you guys. So I'm going to put here. I really believe in sharing as much as we can with each other and for each other when we do this stuff. So make sure you're squared away. I'm going to say here, I'm just pulling up my thing here.
All right, everybody's on the chat. I appreciate you guys being here.
On Twitter.
I think with me and speaking with people is I have like a lazy like dialect. You know, like I speak like my words don't even. I don't try to be. I guess I don't clarify what I'm trying to say.
No, I mean, I think you have a well, you're well, that's an interesting way to put it. I wouldn't quite say it that way. I think you have a definitely have a New York hint to your accent. You speak a little quickly.
Yeah, I got that from my father.
Yeah. Well, we all do that. I mean, I still to this day, I've learned to talk a little slower, but I still to this day will talk a lot faster. When I hear myself speaking, I think I sound fine, and then all of a sudden I'm jacked up again. All right, so I for you guys, so you guys know, I went ahead and put Cridious's link onto Twitter as also in the video. That. All right, so I'm sure you guys are here to watch some designing. So that's what we're here to do tonight. It turns out, I guess this is what I'm going to be doing from now on because this is doing good for me. The chat's excited and we're pumped up.
Cool.
So I'm gonna do it with pen, just so I'm gonna sketch it so everybody can see it better. Yeah, go ahead, man. So I'm gonna talk, that's fine. I'm gonna talk to the guys on the chat here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of doing a quick sketch of what of basically what the costume might be, because I think that's what we need to design first. We could spend a little energy on the drawing, and yeah, we'll get to that part. But first, we need to make sure, just like I did with Nasser, we got to figure out first what this costume really is about. So I'm just going to draw a figure, and this figure will represent our heroine here.
Nice.
What's her name, by the way? Does she have a name?
Yeah, I just opened her page. Let me. Oh, once I just close it. Okay, her name is. I gotta work on her name right now.
Okay.
But her name is.
So what's she about? What's she about that?
Yeah, so she's an American girl, all American girl, grew up in Texas, you know, but she's not like, she doesn't come from a middle class family. She comes from a very poor class family.
Okay.
And so she, you know, so I guess you could put like in the ghetto of or like San Antonio or something like that, you know.
Okay. Everybody's probably thinking, what the heck's he drawing? That's okay. I'm just trying to get a figure down so I can just start adding clothes to her. This is where I wish I had some markers, which I do have some markers. So we're just going to design. So it looks like, so what you're trying to go for here is a regular, like a girl next door concept.
Right.
So I see you got the sneakers. So I like the idea of the kid. I think you could get away with the kids or the sneakers of some sort.
Right.
Okay. I don't think that's uniquely. There's you know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to pull up. I'm going to pull up here on my monitor an image of who we don't want her to be.
Right.
We're not going to give those people any love at all. But so I won't mention she who shall not be named. And I just want to see what she looks like, so I know we're not going that direction. Okay.
Right.
I can see it now too.
Yeah. It was a scary thing when I saw. I was like, oh no, oh my goodness.
Yeah, man, that happens. You know, I heard somebody talking the other day online about what's called the zeitgeist. You know, when people when everyone's thinking along the same lines. You know, so it's not. Sometimes it's just because the way we kind of all are thinking, or we're hearing things, or we're engaging in conversations or what have you, and all of a sudden people feel like, oh, that's just like this idea. But in actuality, it's because we're all inspired by the same information. So the tricky part here, so I'm looking at the different designs. It looks like they've given her quite a few designs over the last couple of years, which is going to make it a little bit challenging because they've covered a lot of ground, which is a bunch of BS, right, frankly, because it's like, come on.
Yeah.
You can't dominate everything. but they definitely try to dominate anything.
Yeah.
All right. So we definitely don't want her to look like that. So here's what I'm thinking. There's a couple of ways we can. I'm going to go. This is for me part of my process. I start writing down things like we can go with like a tank top type of concept. Is she sexy? Is she young? I don't want to make her too sexy. She's young.
She's supposed to be sexy, and she's supposed to be in her 20s.
Okay.
Like maybe 21,
sexy.
22.
And 21 to 22 years old. Okay. All right. So we got that. I'm thinking tank top. I see tank tops here. You got a jacket going on. It could be, gee whiz, man, they really did cover a lot of ground with this. Okay, here's the thing. So, okay. So she's like an all-American character, right? Like a Captain America?
Right. She's like a Captain America. Like she's very patriotic, you know.
Okay.
Despite her upbringing, she believes in the American way.
Okay. So maybe what we can do is, one thing we can do is we can affect her hairstyle.
Okay.
That might be something we can do. Maybe she wears it up in a ponytail or something that looks a little more, I don't know, something a little different like that. I'm not sure yet. I put a question mark there. I'm coming up with ideas here for what could be different. Like I said, well, I guess I have to name her so people can understand what I'm talking about. America Chavez. We want something that's what you've come up with so far looks too much like her.
Right.
I am a real American. I wonder if she's got a bandana. Thinking about Hulk Hogan. Maybe she's got. This is all just brainstorming, man. So
I'm down. That's the reason I came to you, because when I saw the designs, I need somebody who can actually bring this character and make her different, while not losing who she is.
Somebody says, "What's her powers? Does she have powers yet?"
Oh yeah, she got powers. So I guess I can share a quick thing about her story. So one day when she, because like I said, she's a poor girl, so she's working hard. She's got bills to pay. And she's helping her stepmom. Her father passed away. So one day at work, she's going home and she gets attacked by a group of individuals, and of course she gets sexually assaulted and winds up in the hospital. And then after the cops and everybody investigates what's going on, they send her home. On the way back home, something is falling from the sky that's coming from space, and it hits her, and it kind of like shoots right through her shoulder like a bullet, and then she ends up back in the hospital again. So it's like it makes it like she has bad luck. So then when they send her home again, after a few days, she starts noticing that her body is changing. Something, she feels more like she starts discovering she has super strength. She has speed. Her body is indestructible. She can jump long distances and heights. Stuff like that. So she's mostly her power is mostly strength, like strength wise, and speed. That's it. But she doesn't fly. She does not fly.
Okay, so super strength, indestructible, and speed.
Right.
Okay.
And she can jump high distances. Like she can jump super high, like really high. Incredible Hulk high, or maybe higher than that.
Okay, so she's got like super leaping power.
Right.
Okay. All right. So automatically, I'm thinking of a character. I think Archie is playing around with something called the Shield. So we're gonna stay away from that.
All right.
So want to try to make her as original as possible. It's tricky to make things like all American characters original because there seems to be a lot of them, But that's not. Yeah, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So I'm going to switch to my pencil here. Let me give her a little. Yeah, yoga pants. That's why I wrote here gym clothes. I'm thinking a yoga outfit kind of concept. If she's poor, maybe she doesn't have a lot of money at first. So maybe at least her earlier concept could be, she's got gym clothes and she wears, and it could include like a tank top, like something like an Under Armour type of thing.
Right.
So maybe she's got the shorts.
Or make like a gymnast she did gymnast in school, I guess. I can put that.
Gymnastics. Okay.
In school, yeah, like it needs to give some type of something that she did at least in the past, like figure out her whole entire history.
So gymnasts wear, let's see, gymnastics USA. That's what I'll do sometimes. I'll look up, okay, what are some obvious images, and see so if when I do a search for gymnastics USA, I get a lot of images of the USA teams,
Right.
and they have some interesting costume designs there too. So
Okay.
that might be something we can look at.
That's
all right.
Cool. Good idea.
So they do wear full sleeved outfits. We'll see how this goes, and they'll sometimes wear something that comes across like this. They also wear this, so it's up to you if you want her to look like a gymnast with the full legs exposed. That could get a little sexy too fast, depending on how that's supposed to look. Right. So maybe she's got shorts also. I can also imagine that she's strong. She could look like a power lifter too. Let's see. So maybe she's got short hair instead of the long hair. Let's see. Right. Can you see that?
All right, let me ask this question. Because Mighty Eggberg is asking me, is this a revenge story? It's not really a revenge story, you know. It's more about a girl who went through something, and it so happens that she got hit by this. I haven't figured out yet if it's gonna be a meteorite or a star, and it's something galactic, something like some different space, and it empowers her body, you know. And the funny thing is that one of the characters that was there during the assault, he tries to fight the assault, you know, even though that's his friends, and they attack him for it, and they throw him to the side. And, you know, he ends up turning to be like a love interest, which she don't want to get too close because what happened. You know, so it's a whole complicated story.
That sounds really cool, actually. So here's what I'm thinking here. Maybe she's got blue sleeves. And this maybe is red sleeve. Or maybe blue and red. That might be interesting. Maybe this is blue. And this is red. And these are red stripes. Let me grab my pencil here. Red stripes.
You know, it's a good idea with the gymnast clothes because it could be like something she pulled out of her closet from her high school days.
Yeah. Yeah. So this could be white, 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 red, red, red. And this can all be blue.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
So she's got stars up here.
Right.
So now, if we have to, we can always cut her sleeve off up here, or make her sleeveless. Maybe she takes the sleeves off.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like that idea.
Okay, so no sleeves.
She's gonna be part of the Detective Dead universe. You know, I'm trying to build up a universe, so she's part of one of the characters.
So maybe her shorts underneath her leggings, her thing stops here. Maybe she's got stars here too.
Mm.
And so these are the shorts that come on past to the crunchy looking stars, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And that could be, so this can all be blue down here.
Exactly, Kodiak. I like that. It's true. That's a good point. He says, and her powers are bittersweet because if she hadn't been a victim, she wouldn't have been able to get the artifact to affect her, give her powers.
So her shoes are going to be red.
Right. The way I build my characters, I try to think like DC wise. You know how DC, every character has a tragedy or a flaw.
Yeah.
You know, and I really like that because it really gives, you know, the character a lot of humanity. You know.
And then we're going to go with your fingered glove idea from here. Okay. But she's going to have red gloves.
Oh, sounds good. Hey, you're the art director, man. You're the one man with the vision.
So she's got red shoes.
Right.
Red sneakers, red like Converse.
All right.
Red gloves. Maybe there's a red stripe here to kind of bring some balance there. And you've got stars and stripes, and then stars underneath for that part. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
All right.
J-Pot's her superhero name is called Young Glory. You know, but I don't have an official I guess her alias, her real name. That's the name of that's her name of comic, Young Glory. She's supposed to represent the American way of life.
So I'm going with a shorter haircut because a lot of times when might be, I don't mean to be insensitive, but sometimes from stories that I've heard, a lot of times young women who experience terrible things sometimes they cut their hair a different way. Maybe that's part of that happens to her, and she
we can do
decides
that.
to, that could give you, that can give you a quick, that can be the reason why she's got the short hair,
Right.
So it's not that.
People to see where she's in the bathroom after the whole event. After she leaves the hospital the second time around, she goes to the house and she's just upset because everything's just going bad for her. First the assault and then getting hit with a rock from space. She just pushes her to do things like that.
I mean, she may have looked more like this. When she was doing her normal gymnastic stuff, but her hairline was doing this, and maybe she had a ponytail for being, doing this part of it. But now she converts to that, so she's a little tougher. I mean, you can give her a little more like a spiky hair too, that's gonna be a little tougher too, so that she comes across a lot more, a little more tough, but still sexy.
Right. That's what I want to be. I want to be sexy,
Okay. And this doesn't have to be. This could be more like a tank top too, so we can cut a little bit lower.
Right.
So it's a little more of it's a little bit of a gymnast thing, a little bit of a, well, I'm looking at sometimes a gymnast thing gets a little lower.
Right.
So, all right. So I like this idea. She's got boobs, a little bit of cleavage. She's empowered, so she's not afraid anymore. She's gonna kick some arse.
Antonio he's in the chat and he's saying no spiky hair ever.
No spiky hair ever? Well, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. Create whatever you think you want. Let's see.
It's a tough decision because you get curious and see how it turns out.
Okay. Well, here's what I can do from here. We're going to keep it with brown hair, right?
Okay.
Like your initial concept. So here's what we can do. On the side here, I'm going to do some sketches of this hair so that we can kind of get a sense of.
The reason I want to do this live because when I saw you last night with Nasser, I was like, man, that's a good idea to let the community see a character come into life. The idea of it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and it's as Doug might say, it's also good for my channel.
Right.
But it does. I like the fact that we're giving people insight, because this is what I mean sometimes when I tell people, you kind of you take things for granted. You assume, oh, that's just a quick character thing, and people always ask me things like, for me, a character is like a logo design. You don't want to go develop your character and just kind of half-ass it, if you will, or wing it to create your character. You want to go ahead and do the whole thing, make it nice, make it sharp, spend some time developing it. And we did this relatively quickly because I think it's because we don't have a lot of choices. I mean, I could probably come up with some other things. If you think you're not happy with this, we can look for some more options. But let's start with this part because we kind of have a decent idea here. I think this is pretty cool. But let me do this. So this is me. I'm just kind of building quick skulls or generic heads, so we can just get an idea for what this hairstyle might look like. So I'm also going to knock this down a bit. So I can
cousin had a hairstyle like that one time, and it looked really good on her. My cousin.
What's that?
She had a hairstyle like that one time, and it looked really good on her.
The short kind of hairstyle? Yeah. All right, so it's a good style. I mean, it's not as popular as it used to be, but there's only so many ways you can wear your hair if you cut it short. So maybe this is what I'm kind of feeling. Let's see if we go. This will be a little tighter.
Sorry about that.
What's that?
I was trying to type. I was trying to type and check. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was purposely saying that he likes enjoying the character get created. And I wanted to tell him that I just want to involve you guys more into I guess some creative process for the characters. It's like Evia said. It's good to involve the community so they can see where their money's going and how it's how it gets spent.
Yeah. So then that's important too, because it's not just making the comic. What does making the comic mean, right?
Right.
It also means this part where you have to develop it. It's not just it's not a simple thing of just making things work.
Right.
What is it? What's going on? What did Akari Press say?
Oh, he said he's passing through.
Oh, right on, man. Thanks for coming by, brother.
He said, just nothing happened, just passing through. You want to jump on or?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll send you the link, Antonio. In case you want to jump on. Right now, I'm searching. I'm searching names. That's why I go quiet sometimes. I'm looking for her. I guess what they call her real name.
Well, she's American, right? She's Anglo.
Right.
You can give her just a generic, lower middle class, simple name.
Like Samantha.
Angela. Yeah, Samantha.
Maybe I should do a straw poll and put it on the chat.
Yeah. If it's not that critical to you.
Right.
Sometimes a name has a very specific purpose, so it's
right.
It's not just a simple thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and is he gonna come on?
Yeah, I sent him the link.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
What do you think about this so far?
Looking good. It's looking real good. Oh yeah, she's pretty.
Give her little sexy cheekbones there too.
Yeah.
She's gone through some stuff, but Okay, so then if I was doing it from the side.
So I just opened up a new window. It has names that deal with pain. What else can be patriotic names, maybe?
Sure.
Here we go.
Sarah's always a good name too. I always think of like a Sarah, like Abraham's wife. I always think of a character like that as a strong character, but she's also was troubled.
Yeah, that's true.
That always appeals to me.
It caused them a lot of trouble too.
Yeah, right. And it also implies like a certain level of like struggle, trouble, and then it also feels not homely, but oh, Cosmetti says that's my name.
Really?
Yeah.
Sarah's a name?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay,
so she just doxed herself.
We're gonna name her Sarah then, in honor of Cosmetti, in honor of one of the community members.
There you go.
I have no problem with
Did she insist on wearing high heels in Jurassic World? What the heck is going on here? I'm walking into the wrong conversation.
I'm behind in the chat. My thing is just going slow.
All right, so this is kind of what I'm thinking from the side view. So this, this is also important because sometimes when we design, because she could still be sexy and have longer hair, we can go that route too. So let me just do another couple of these heads.
Hey there, Antonio.
Is he in here?
Yeah. I guess my internet is lagging.
Let me see. Where's my window? Oh, there he is. What's up, brother?
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Whoa. Oh, no.
How are you gentlemen doing?
Doing good.
What do you think about this so far?
Whew. Looks like you doing it, man. Putting in work. It was like there's definitely no rest for the wicked today, man. This has been a long day, you know.
Yeah.
This is trying to put this work out. Oh, I see RT Bear out there in the chat.
Oh, you can invite him too if he can.
Yeah,
make
I'll send the link.
I don't know if his technology will allow him. He's the only guy I know with a new iPad and it doesn't work. Gosh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, Art's on stream with a Commodore 64.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Floppy disks.
Oh, gotcha. That almost sounds like somebody's
yeah, somebody's handle.
Hey, I'm Commodore 64. I'm the new guy talking about video games.
I was like, don't tell me I went back so far that people were like had forgotten about, because I was like, I know I just went back like 35 years, but
all right, so I'm just gonna knock that back. That's just I always do those to be like a template. So for me, the 3/4 view. So for those of you guys who are in the chat and you're wondering like, why am I drawing it this way? For me personally, I'm giving a lot of information. I never give this much information away. For me personally, this is one of the ways. It's one of the easiest ways to kind of show a character, not only from a sort of a quasi front view, but also a side view. So it gives us a little opportunity to kind of just kind of figure out quickly what she might look like from any angle from one shot, though. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of redraw her there, like in my style here.
Am I the only one who sees like the picture lines moving?
What's that?
Like I see like the lines moving and the inside of the picture is staying still. It's like a camera effect.
Oh, I don't see that, but I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds like your computer's possessed.
yeah, I'm not seeing that.
Oh, her name is Samantha, because May's name is Samantha, but she likes the name Sarah too.
You know what, RT Bear? There's a something that I had to do when I first tried to link up with Hangouts on my phone. You might have when you click on the link, you might have to click a little lower. There's like a spot where it says open up another window or something like that. That it was a mystery to me because I could never get it to work right myself. I wish I could talk to him because that was something I experienced on my Android and my Note. Okay, so
Her name was Samantha Glory.
Samantha Glory. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So young Glory.
Yep.
Okay, so if we're gonna go another hairstyle, we'll use this one here because I like this one, but let's just make sure that this is the one that make sure it's the one that we like.
All right.
We can go with her hair pulled back, slick if it's longer, but that looks a little exotic to me. I don't think that's what this character is. She's not exotic. She might be hot, but she's not exotic. You can also do something. She can have curly hair. It can be kind of, and then I think your original thing is kind of wavy. But if we go that way, that looks a little bit like America, which you maybe don't want to do. Could also give her a mohawk. That's always fun.
Mohawk.
Hey. What's wrong with mohawks? I used to wear mohawk. It's funny. We were talking about last night. We were talking about Caanan's old mohawk.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him. I told him, man, it looked nice on him.
No, he looked weirdo. And I told him, do it, man. I was like, you be painting different colors and all this. I was like, okay, man.
The other thing we can do is give her a bun, which that looks like she's Aunt May.
Right. So you tell me that you're the reason why he chopped it off, and it wasn't Mother Nature like he so-called claims?
No, he don't listen to me on stuff like that. Like that's why he be playing that weird music when he streams and all. So I was like, what are you listening to? I was like, nah, he don't listen to me. But he turned in some beautiful layouts today. So I'm gonna cut him some slack.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah, he putting some work in. So I was like,
before the shows, before we're done here, I'm gonna go ahead and include your link to your campaign is still in demand, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be in demand.
For a bit.
Yeah, for a little while while we keep working and tweaking this thing out, and it's
Right.
actually, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a stream like this when you're drawing some stuff for me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do that sticker set for us. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, Razdoc. Yeah, she does have a villain she's gonna fight in the book. It's she fights it towards the end. It's another person who got hit by a meteorite, and she has to face her off because that individual was hungry with power, and she's testing her limits, and she's destroying the city, and so Young Glory has to intervene. So.
Okay, so this is another book you're doing?
Right. It's for a future project.
Okay. In the same universe, right?
Yeah, same universe as Detective Dead, but in another city.
In my head, she seems like she's from like Detroit, but that makes sense. She's from Texas. Right,
like,
so
I just want to represent. I just want to represent the American way. It doesn't matter where she's from. I just said Texas to give you an idea of like.
Oh yeah.
Where where how she is as a I guess personality or her beliefs.
So this is another hairstyle we can go with. It's longer, fuller. The only downside to this is that this looks, again, it kind of looks like the other character we're trying not to look like.
Yeah.
So I like this look because it also makes her look tactical. It's another cool thing. Still not working. Just so what to hang out, draw with you guys. All right, Art. Now we got to figure that out. But maybe when we get off here, Art, I'll send you a. I don't even do that. We can't even communicate. Maybe I'll send you my phone number and you can just talk on over the phone. I can kind of walk you through it because it happened to me on my Droid, and I couldn't. I would hit the link that they would send in Twitter, and then it would take me to this page. And when I would try to click on that to open up a window, it would ask me to download the app again. And I was like, why is it making me do that? And then it occurred to me one time when I clicked on it, I looked up, I scrolled, and I saw another little link thing that said, open it here in another window or something like that. It's been a while, so I haven't done it on my phone. It was just an experiment. Maybe we can walk them through it together while we'll launch a separate hangout when we're done here, and then try to see if we can assist our friend Art. All right, so this is fine and all. I mean, there's a myriad of styles we could go with, but I just want to make sure that we're not settling. And you know what? Her hair can grow back. We could always change it around. It doesn't have to always be like that. But she kind of reminds me here of, remember, what was old girl? Carla Gugino in Sin City. I thought she looked fantastic.
Yeah, she did.
I like the hairstyle. I really don't want to change it. I want to go with it. The one you got right now on the top.
Okay, go with this. Check on that. All right. So this is going to be our template. I'm going to put this somewhere where people, well, no one will see it, but I'll have it to the side. So now let's go ahead and draw a cool action pose with her.
Ooh la la.
So I'm going to try something. I'm going to go with see, already the idea I have in my head is already so what can you do? She's, stupid
right.
DC. Is it DC or is it Marvel? Stupid Marvel.
I just got some more layouts today for Detective Dead, and looking good, man. I'm already in love.
Nice.
My whole thing with this is just getting it in my hand. That's all I want out of all this. Is just hold it and rub it and touch the pages and smell it and and then frame it.
That sounds a little dirty, dog. I'm not gonna lie. I love the art so much.
I just want this book in my hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Do you want? I've been drawing a lot in that jerkmonger, big and juicy style. I'm gonna try to make it a little more comic booky, if that's what you want.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm giving you the creative freedom that you need to make this work, man.
Okay. Because that's how I'm gonna be doing a lot of my stuff anyway. Let's see here.
Also, that's another broken luck. I don't know how. Same link as San Antonio.
It's being corrupted.
Dun, dun, dun.
Try again.
So see, this is where I got to learn not to do this. This is the part that's tough because I get excited to draw something, and I go too deep into the weeds before I just give myself some form. So let's go ahead and determine. While you're on here, I'll let you have some say in how I lay out what she's going to be doing. I'm thinking well, here's the thing. We can do her in the sexy pose if you want, or you want her in an action pose. I should have asked that in the first place.
It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you feel inspired to do.
Okay.
Because I know when you're inspired, you give your best work. I'm not saying that you don't do good work when you're not inspired, but
Well, it always makes it easier. How about that?
Yeah.
There you go. See, I just rescued you just backhanded complimenting me. I can't believe it. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna just do something a little different here. I'm trying to give you basically I think what we sketched there gives the idea of what she might look like. So I'm going to do some of this here. How's I'm going to check my super chats. Oh, I don't have super chats. That means I need your guys' help. Smash the like button and help me get this thing monetized, people. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm waiting on mine. I saw John finally got his monetized. I need my super chats, man, because I was like, oh, that's killing me. Since I'm just sitting there waiting on them to finally approve it. But the good thing is all the other things that are happening. We've gotten I got Sexy Party on iTunes and Spotify and Google and Stitcher and TuneIn. So we've been making some inroads, as they say. So
Yeah. Good things, man. Good things.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's that out here?
What is up with that link, man?
Oh, okay. So that's Donal.
Got it.
Well, I sent it to him after he said, I saw in the chat he said that he got a broken link from Cridious. I sent it to Art too, so I don't know. Sometimes the links get broken.
Yeah.
It's actually not broken. What happened is on my phone I had to tap and hold my finger down like I was right clicking, and then open it up in Safari.
See,
and then that got me into Google Hangouts.
So that's what party Art do.
Tell Art that. Send Art a message about that, because I think that's why he's having a hard time getting into any of these chats anymore through his iPad. That's a great.
You have to join the alt-right and click on the link.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. All right, so I'm gonna cut in here.
I'm gonna message him now.
Yeah, talk him through that, because poor guy, he's missing out on all these opportunities to talk. And is his project still in demand?
Yeah, it's still in the black and white.
How about Brutus? Is that still in demand?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So y'all can go back that now. We're gonna be closing that out at the end of the month.
I'll make sure that I add those parts into my description down below.
Hey, Donal.
Yo.
Raz Doc wants to know if Night Stalker is going to be part of the Detective Dead universe. So I'm going to talk to you first.
I don't think so. I mean, with the way that we're with the way we're doing the setting,
right?
I don't know. I don't really know if it would fit. Would it?
I can make it fit, but it had to be like another city, like another part of the world.
Yeah, we can do that. Make up a town.
Yeah.
Like Gotham. Just have it be its own little island off the coast of New York or something.
Right. Yeah, like my world, my universe that I'm creating, it's not based on New York City, Chicago. Like it's based on cities similar to it, but they don't go by those names. They got their own names.
So you got like a DC approach.
Right. That way anybody can relate to to the characters in the cities that they come from.
Yeah, I just sent Art a message.
Let's see, I'll figure it out.
As boomerly as I could.
All right, so
She's looking good.
Her head's a little large, so I gotta fix that a little bit.
No, you have to leave her with man hands. That was like one of my favorite Seinfeld episodes. She has man hands.
I seen that episode. It was funny.
Yeah, I love that.
That lobster tail cracking.
Oh, yeah. She's a man, baby.
Let's read some of the chat going on over here. So we got, these shows are a good idea, gets fan involved early. Yeah, that's the point. That's what I want. I want to, like, if everything works out with Detective Dead, I want to do more creations on live streams where everybody can see them come to life.
Maybe we should do that with Night Stalker.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. It'll definitely attract a lot of people to get ready to back it too.
We could just maybe give us a couple new ideas on it too.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
I tried asking in the stream I did earlier if anybody had any suggestions for a name.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. There's somebody in the community that has a book called Night Stalker, so we gotta change the name. So if anybody got any ideas for a name, throw it out there. DM me or Donal so we can look it over.
Could be Nocturno.
It sounds like a wrestler. Like Nocturno. SummerSlam.
Well, his name is Caanan Brice. It's a mix of Caanan White and Antonio Brice.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
A plot twist.
Dun, 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 dun.
Art says still not connecting.
I'm like,
Man, that's just weird.
Hey, Art, you got to keep trying because Donald kept getting failed connections also. He said you have to right click and then do it through Safari.
Yeah,
Which means
it's
you
like
have to, it's a hold and press, right? Or press and hold. You can't. There's no right click in my phone or pad.
yeah,
right?
you just gotta just tap down on it and hold it until until that little screen, that little thing pops
Tap
up.
down on it. Tap down on it. I don't really sing this music anymore. I don't know.
So what are you working on here? I mean, I know this is a character designed for Cridious, but what's her? I didn't catch if you guys talked about her story or powers or.
All right. She's a girl from like a poor neighborhood and just
from Pornywood.
Wow.
Only Donald's Dirty Mind. That should be a comic book. Donald's Dirty Mind.
You said it.
It'll be like Cool World. It's about a girl that she just comes from a poor neighborhood. Her father's dead, and she lives with her stepmom. And one day at work, she gets attacked by a group of people, and they sexually assault her. And one of the people there, when a guy tries to defend her, but then he gets assaulted too for trying to look out for her. And while she's in the hospital, and after seeing the cops and all that stuff, on the way back home, when it's in her home, she gets hit with like some type of like meteorite or a star or something something from space. And as the days go by, like Ed, they gave me the idea that it's a lot of sexual assault victims, they cut their hair, so I'm gonna put that in there. And then throughout the day, she starts discovering she has these certain abilities, and then there's also somebody else who in another part of town that got hit with a meteorite also, and they're out there testing their limits, their abilities, and they're destroying the city, because they feel like hungry, power hungry, and so she has to basically, I guess, confront this individual and try to stop them.
Is that guy? Are you gonna make him the rapist?
No. It's not gonna be a revenge story, but the person is another girl. Right. So I haven't really thought too much about the villain yet, because it's an idea on the works. But I know the main hero already and the story.
Cool.
Yep.
That sounds like she had the worst week ever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like somebody said, it's a bittersweet gift, Oh man. Well, I'm loving the way she's looking though. You should lock it on your screen earlier so people can see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good point.
I could just find a way to keep talking or making some kind of noise so that people can just look at my dope art. I mean, it's obviously better than Elliot.
Oh.
No, that's so true. So you can now. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that kind of nonsense would happen here? No, man. You know what? Forget that. And we start throwing chairs.
We've got a slobber knocker here, folks.
Hardware says Night Stalker. New name, Midnight Mauler.
I think that's taken.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay. So Kodiak is asking, man, I just missed this. I'm sorry, Rawa Steve is asking, what is Night Stalker's motivation? Night Stalker it's a guy who served in the army, and he's hanging out with this kid that he knows, and they live in a really, really rough part of town, you know? And as the kid is going home, he manages to get killed because of some big time gangster, you know, is after some guys, and he just happens to be in the way. He's a victim, you know? And Night Stalker saw the kid as his little brother, and now he has to take up arms, you know, and he uses his military skills to come in and start hunting down the guy who killed the kid, you know, so he has to go through a hell of a lot. So if you want to think about the story, it's like a mix of Nightwing, Red Hood, Big Daddy from Kick-Ass, you know, and his own little persona. And also like Streets of Rage. So it's going to be a lot of slicing and dicing action in the whole book. A lot of body parts flying around.
I just downloaded Streets of Rage on my Xbox.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, it was one of the Xbox Live things. It was free, so I was like, oh, it had Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 on there. So I was like, yeah, I gotta get that. Sweet.
Oh man, you're so lucky.
Yeah, I'm
I don't even have a
jealous.
system.
I'm still working on my PS3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I still don't have it played all my games. Yeah.
If I knew I could download Streets of Rage on PlayStation 4, Brutus would be so late. Like Battle Chasers 10 late.
Oh wow, that's yeah.
You know, I still got Nintendo, and I still got Super Nintendo, and I still got Nintendo 64, and I got Sega. I have all those systems still.
You're classic. Don't worry about it.
I just have emulators. Like I had a Sega emulator, I had a Super Nintendo emulator, and I got a MAME emulator with like about 1,000 games on MAME, so I can play like Final Fight, all those games like that. Dude, I'd be on that, bro. I was like,
I miss console games. You know, I haven't had a console game for like years.
no.
You're better off just keep working.
Yeah, I had to put the controller down because, like I said, I'm trying to. I got so much stuff I'm trying to get done, and trying to put the work in.
I'm jealous of those eyes.
I know, right? I was like, man, those eyes are really nice. It got me dazed.
Hungry
Thank you.
eyes.
Now she's got unibrow.
Wow.
No one draws a character with unibrow anymore. I just don't.
I'm bringing it back, baby.
I'm bringing unibrows back.
That needs to be a song.
Bringing the unibrow back. Okay, so.
Yeah, but you were a kid and you went to those, like, when I was a kid, I used to be petrified, right? When I was like 7 years old. And my mom used to take me to go see the doctor, and then the nurse, she used to have like a beard and a mustache, and
Oh, God.
and she was being feminine and all, but still, like, oh, I used to get petrified.
Oh, man, I feel so bad. There was a girl in high school. She had that going on. This is when I first moved to Florida. And I felt so bad for her because she was a sweet girl, and you could tell she loved guys.
Right.
she had extra facial hair.
Oh,
And,
man.
man, so sad.
So I told my wife, whatever you do, you see any facial hair, like light facial hair, don't shave it. You're going to make it worse.
Yeah, right. Is that really true? I think that's a wise tale.
You think so?
No, it'll grow back thicker.
All right, forget I said it then.
Yeah.
Forget I even said it.
See those old Hispanic ladies with the really big, thick facial hair. I'm telling you, as a kid, that used to petrify me.
When I see things like that, I just can't stop staring. It's like that scene in Austin Powers. Bold.
Let's see. What's everybody saying around here? What's 432? Heck, what's up, dog? What's up? What is Rainbolt saying? The main cabinet for oh man, did you see the new things that have at Walmart now? They're selling cabinets now where you can they're not the exact same size as
it's like
as the old school. Yeah, it's kind of cool though, man.
Yeah, and you got the table too. You put the table and you mount it on. Yeah,
so it's as tall as it needs to be, but it's not quite.
Right.
I thought that was
old
cool,
games like Centipede and
that's one of my favorites.
Classics.
I could play Centipede all day. I prefer Millipede though.
Ooh.
That was that. I remember when I was a kid, my favorite games in the arcade were there was Dragon Slayer was always a big deal for me. And what was the other one? Gauntlet was a big deal to me. Choplifter was another one that was popular for me. But of all those, man, and I remember when Mario Brothers first came out, when it was just Mario and Luigi knocking around. Yeah, that's what they call the turtles?
The turtles? No, those are Coopers, Koopa Troopers. Or something like
the Cooper. Remember they were in the sewer. That's what all it was, is them running around.
Yeah. Oh, that was a classic, man.
And Pole Position. You guys remember Pole Position?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think I remember that one.
Pole Position? That was a hugely popular game.
Gotta look it up.
Yeah, they even had that. They had that on Atari 2600.
Oh yeah. I don't know why. I was thinking about something else, but yeah, that's the F1 series game.
Yeah. The women would say, "Prepare to qualify," but it sounded all like a Star Wars robot.
Sound like Charlie Brown.
That's why I like Gauntlet, because Gauntlet would say, "Valkyrie's about to die."
Wasn't there another car game? Where the truck is driving and then opens up and then the car comes out.
Spy Hunter, bro. When I was growing up in the Bronx, man, we used to go to Skate Key over off of Southern Boulevard at 3rd Avenue. Right. And we would go to that area, man. And we used to like, oh snap, what? I would spend hours. I was afraid of skates. I didn't want to fall and embarrass myself in front of the girls. So I played video games instead, like an idiot. All right, so how's she looking?
I think we got a name. I don't know. It's up to you. We can discuss it offline. We got somebody says Benjamin Hopwood says Night Tide, and then what's the other one? Oh man, I just lost that one. Okay, and Yucky Gum Comic says Blackout.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Be careful, fellas, though. You don't want to. Whatever Yucky Gum something or other is going to come back and say, I own that part of that character. I'm a co-creator.
Oh, Rainbow says Marvel has Blackout already.
Who?
Rainbow says Marvel has Blackout already.
That's all right. As long as they're not exactly the same.
Lobo. That's the name of the character, Lobo.
No, his name is Brutus.
Okay, so that's her with hair so far. And
looks like Halle Berry.
Remember Halle Berry in Monsters Ball?
Oh, wow.
I never saw that movie.
I remember one scene.
She actually, her and Billy Bob Thornton, his name is.
Yeah,
they actually did it on the set during the filming of the movie. That was a real love scene.
That can't be real. That can't be real.
Yeah.
I know Mickey Rourke did that, and he did that in, what was it, Black Orchid? Oh, was it Angel Heart? Because I thought it was like Black Orchid or something like that. Yeah, he actually.
That was with Lisa Bonet. Isn't that the one?
Yeah, he was in. Yeah, and Robert De Niro was in that too. I remember.
Yeah, he was the devil.
Yeah, he was, yes, Satan.
Which,
Mickey
by the way, I
Rourke
never
had
saw that
sex
movie.
with Jason Momoa's wife.
Well, she wasn't his wife then. She was leaving the Cosby Show at that time, and got pregnant with Lenny Kravitz's baby and all that.
American Woman. All right, so I'm gonna draw her separately. I'm gonna draw her, and this time I brought my little set of my little pen set, so I can do a little bit of color in here. So it's like a proper concept sketch.
What in the hell just happened to my TV?
All right, so here
we're giving away a set of Copic markers to our lucky viewers.
You know, I reached out to Copic for sponsorship. I can give out some markers to the backers. Still waiting for a response.
Good luck. If they won't back Eric Kennedy, I don't think they'll back you.
Oh, Eric Kennedy reached out to them?
Mm-hmm.
I saw ZHC, I think that's that kid on YouTube. He tried. I think he did it, and he got a whole bunch of product.
Yeah, but he's got doesn't he got 400 something?
Yeah. He's got a big following.
Yeah, I actually used to follow him, and then I remember he did some little goofy stunt where he put Batman and Superman tongue kissing each other.
Oh my goodness!
And then I was like, okay, and he was just doing it to I was like, okay, yeah, he's just trying to be cute, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to. So I just hit that unfollow button. He seemed like a nice guy, but I hit that up. I was like, okay, yeah. When I saw that, I was like, okay, you're just doing that to be funny or something. And then he did. He did a YouTube video. He was like, well, I just wanted to see the response and see what happened. I was like, yeah. I was just like, okay, you did that stuff. I was like, okay, man.
That happened on Instagram with somebody. They started posting weird stuff, and I was like, oh man, you know what? They're like, well, if you don't like it, you can go ahead and unfollow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People, Batman, Batman and Superman like tongue kissing each other. It was crazy. I was like, ooh, okay. But I looked at it. I was like, he hadn't been posting as much art on the page like he used to, because he was posting a lot of this is how you draw hands, and I always liked that kind of stuff. It was like, okay, this is the wrong way to draw hands. This is the right way to draw hands. So I always found, and then he was like, okay, this is an arm, this is a hand. He would draw stuff like that. But then I know he would post, and he was saying he was taking classes and stuff like that. And so it seemed like he had kind of fallen back anyway. I haven't actually looked at the Instagram in about a year now, but I used to follow him religiously, him and Mr. Monger.
Hey.
And I was just harassed. I'm glad he didn't post Batman Dance. I'm glad he didn't post that either, because even DC regrets doing that. But that's such, you do a stunt like that, and then you get blowback from it, and then they're like, yeah, I think that was a mistake. And
yeah, it was a bad idea.
I wonder if sometimes they do that, but it's a calculated risk. Like they know they're going to get a lot of, because look how popular, you're talking about Batman Damned, right?
Right.
So look how popular that was, and it's sold out, and
sold out. And I see how high the copies have, because there was supposed to be a second printing, and then they stopped the second printing, and so I was like, man, they could have, but the people that bought them, they're like, woohoo! So
it might just be mission accomplished.
So I'm just saying they cost themselves some money, because they should get. I'd even heard that when they go to trade paperback, they were going to kind of digitally edit that. So
they were gonna black it out.
Yeah, they killed me with that, because that's I had John Malin on the other week, and I was asking him about when they edited his artwork over there at Marvel, You know, it had already gotten approved and everything, and then someone just decided, hey, she's got too much cleavage. Hey, let's change this. You know, it's like it sounded like he got out at the right time.
He gets fired up about that. He's really like,
I do too, because I think it's a ridiculous thing. You know, I understand you go through editorial, like the way he explained it to me, they had approved it. You know, everything got approved, and then someone decided, hey, she's too sexy. Let's tone this tone it down. And
give her
I'm like, you know, you see the way Caanan's drawing these women and stuff. You know, Brand is gonna be sexy. I was just like, it's gonna be looking hot.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yeah, Caanan did a really good job designing Mika. It was one of my. She's kind of like a love interest for Detective Dead. He did a really good job. I got one picture. I was like, oh man, she was beautiful. Oh. So now I want to take that picture and show it to my artist to make her look like this. You know.
that seems to be Caanan seems to have that effect on people. do this.
Whatever you were doing before, don't do that anymore. Do this.
But he hasn't got to create her yet, which so it's gonna give me some time to at least show it to him.
That's one thing I've enjoyed about this whole collaboration with Caanan. He has a sharp mind for just classic superhero design. I really like when I give him, like, I'll give him my ideas. He's like, hey, I want to make sure I create what you want, because I can be kind of a taskmaster. I think I'm very demanding on what I want, and I'm very precise. And a lot of times I'll tell him to do something, and he'll be like, all right, made some changes, and he'll show me this, and I'll be like, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted, but it looks really cool.
But he works fast, because when he showed me the he's doing a cover design for me, and he showed me the girl, and I was like, oh no, look, this is the way she looks, and he came back like in 2 seconds later, changed her whole face. Like, that was fast. Not even like 2 minutes passed by, and he did a whole new face.
Oh yeah, when he's working digitally, that's one thing. Like I said, he gave me like 4 pages today that were laid out, and I was like, and he's got more stuff working. I'm like, yeah, Caanan's the man. I really like how he designs stuff, like, because he took my concept for Dark Santana and he just really turned it up to like a level 15. He just took it to another level, and so we still got more characters to create, because I know in some of the pay, he's got to create Bibbit and Bobbit for me. He's got to create some of the other little side characters that are going to be in this first issue of Brand. And so, but I really like the pages that he showed me, that he laid out today. So when he gets them fully rendered, I am going, I can send them over to our fantastic colorist, Kid Icarus, and have him do his glory. He is an amazing. I was like, we tested out so many different colorists, and big shout out to John Malin too, for John had given us a couple people to look at. Just like I said, we did some tests, and Caanan wants it's hard to color Caanan, and I'd show him the colors, and he go, what do you think? Because whenever I send Caanan something and I show it to him, and he goes, what do you think? That means he wants to rag on it, but he's trying to be nice.
Right.
So, yeah, when he loves it, he'll be like, there you go. He's real excited about it. When I show him something and he ain't feeling it, he'll be like, what do you think about that? I was like, okay. So
it looks good. It looks good.
Like, yeah.
He doesn't say it looks amazing. He says it looks good.
Yeah. What do you think? And I'll be like, okay. That's how he do. So when I know when I have a home run, one thing I will say, when Mr. Icarus has been sending us his samples, I have not had to do. I try to nitpick everything because he sent me. Trust me. Like I said, I nitpick everything because Caanan. I know I get on Caanan. I was like, I don't like that. Change that. You know, when he sends me stuff, and perfect example of that is the Covenant piece. I gave him specific ideas on all the characters. I told him exactly because I know these characters. I know exactly how I wanted them to look. The character, there's the twin characters, Jen and Jade Yang, and Jen is Lionel Solomon's girlfriend, and then her sister Jade is the head of his security team, and then she was supposed to have she's in a relationship with this woman named Bonnie, and she's supposed to have hair like Jubilee. I wanted her hair to look kind of like Jubilee, like the way Jim Lee used to draw Jubilee. I wanted her to have that kind of spiky.
I thought you said those spiky hair.
Yeah, I was being funny. Anyway, but I wanted her to have that Jubilee look. And then Caanan changed her hair. She had like these little cute bangs, but still kind of kept the essence of what I wanted. I said, wait a minute. I told you. I said, I really want to nail you because you went against what I said, but it looks so good I can't do it. And then there was the his bodyguard, Raymond Heath, which is this huge hulking guy. And all of a sudden he put these weird tattoos all over his body and stuff. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, that probably was a little much. But all of a sudden I got this lightning bolt in my head. And I was like, because it didn't go against what I had planned, which was the character Tobias Stone, which is my villain's godfather and guy that raised him. He's a little dwarf because I want him to be kind of like Dungeon Master, but he's like has a knowledge of like ancient artifacts and the occult and stuff like that. He kind of like chanced his spell and it kind of hulks Raymond up. So then we came up with the idea that the tattoos, they kind of show when the spell is in effect, and it kind of help, they're like rune, they kind of give him power. So I was like, we don't have to lose the tattoos because they're really only going to be showing when he's in power mode anyway.
And then Caanan immediately regretted drawing them because now he's got to do it on every page.
I was like, yeah, well, like they're nice designs, but like said, he only has to draw them when Raymond's in power up mode. In normal mode, he'll just be in a business suit. Because I was like, that was the whole when he started doing the layout thing. I was like, dude, Lionel's not like a weird super villain with some powered armor suit on or something. I was like, dude, he's like the Kingpin. He's sitting back in a business suit making moves all over the place. That's what it is. And because at first he had him on this weird, he had this like armor thing. I was like, what are you doing? I know that they're super villains, but they're super villains, but they're supposed to look like humans and not look like a threat. Right. They're supposed to just look like people just going to sit at a conference call and on Wall Street or something and just kind of sit in the high rise.
Like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's what it is. And once he understood it, yeah. Now they're like Transformers. They're definitely more than meets the eye, but they're not supposed to the outside world. They're supposed to just look like regular people, And that's we've got him, and then there's the African King Akala, and there are all these different characters that are supposed to kind of fit together as this one big cohesive group that have reach literally all over the globe, and they're controlling everything. So that's the thing. But like I said, Caanan sent me stuff that some of it I didn't like, some of it I did, but we didn't lose everything. The things that I didn't like, we lost. And the things that I loved, we either changed or adapted to make it fit within the story.
Right.
So it worked out.
I think that's what's good about having an artist like that, where they can, toss out some really good ideas.
And that's the thing. Another thing, because Caanan doesn't get his feelings hurt when I tell him I don't like something.
Right.
and that's important, especially on this process when because I told him, I said, dude, we're creating everything from scratch. You know, because I remember when he tried to create Antonio Vargas, the priest character that will be kind of David Craven's handler, and you know, kind of put him on to different missions. And he kind of drew him this one way, and I was like, he had him like with this kind of look, kind of made him look like a Jedi Knight or something. Right. And I was like, what is this? This is not that's not what I want. I was very specific. I want him to look like a priest. He's supposed to just look like a normal person. He's just supposed to be a priest. Quit putting all these hoods and having his eyes glow and all this kind of stuff. I was like, what are you doing? I was like,
a glowing sword.
Yeah. I need him to have, you know, the rosary beads glowing with power. You know, it was the whole thing. And I was like, what are you doing? And then Kane was like, okay, hold on. Let me go back down. But he was actually doing it on his YouTube channel. And I was in the chat and I was like, that's not what I told you to do. I know, Antonio, I'm just trying some things. I'm trying to change. I was like, that's not what I told you to do. I hate that. Change it. He was like, all right, so let me change it. He just erased everything right quick. I was like, dude, he's a priest. He's supposed to be just a humble priest that like keeps track of all the cursed items that you know, David and the other hunters collect. You know, and you know, he's someone that has been blessed with a long life. He's, you know, a couple thousand years old, but he just looks like a normal guy. He's got, you know, a big vault with a ton of, I mean, keeps meticulous records of different things that have been collected over the centuries. And, you know, it's that kind of, it's, you know, that's what he's supposed to be. He's not supposed to, you know, have a flowing cape, and that's not what he is. You know, I kind of got, if you've seen The Godfather 3, there's a character, Don Lucchese, that they meet when they go over to Italy.
Okay, yeah. That's the one that he's watching TV?
He's, yeah, that's the one he did. He get killed at the end. He was where the guy stabbed him with the glasses, I think.
Right.
Yeah. That's the one that he got killed with the stabbing of the glasses. But Don Lucchese he was the one that controlled the banks for the Immobiliare. He was the one that after Michael Corleone had made that deal.
Right.
You know, he was just like, yeah, you made that deal, but we're not going to really honor the deal, and kind of, you know, screwed him out of everything.
Right. That's what they try to assassinate, right, in Cuba or something like that.
That's Godfather 2.
Oh, that's the Godfather.
Godfather 2. Yeah, Godfather 3 was. Yeah, Godfather 3 was the one with what's the name? The Cuban guy. Damn, he was in Ocean's 11 and all that. I can't. Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia. Yeah, but man, I thought they like Andy Garcia. You know, he met with what's it, Don Lamberto, and like I said, but Don Lucchese was, you know, he's got his little glasses. He kind of wears the papal hat, whatever I can't remember. I have all that stuff in my notes because I was like, yeah, I want him to wear that papal hat, which has a specific name because it's not a yarmulke. It's like, you know, it looks like a yarmulke, but it's not. So I was like, I had to. That's why I had to keep all these notes because I can't. You know, I'd be like, what is that called? It's not a pope hat. You know,
right?
A pope hat there.
A papal tiara.
Yeah, man, like
a jeweled three-tiered crown.
It's called something. I think it begins with a B. Like I said, I had to pull my notes up, but
Bishop's hat.
But it actually has a specific name because you can buy them on like Amazon and stuff. Let me see. I'll have to look that up because I have to look at maple hat.
But I know what you're talking about. It's like the one that they go pointy up in the sky.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's supposed to look like it looks like a yarmulke, but it's not a yarmulke. It's not the big one.
Oh, okay. He's like
I guess Catholics call it something else.
Right.
Is Donal still here?
Donald's always quiet.
I'm here.
Okay.
He does that. He stays quiet via stream, and then he just bounces out without saying bye.
I was going to ask him if I'm doing a good job. I wasn't sure because he's talking so much.
I dropped out for a second. I was trying to find Caanan's YouTube channel and accidentally clicked on a video instead of the name.
This better not be porn, honestly. It is called a Zucchetto cap. Zucchetto.
I'm hungry.
I'm like, yeah. Or let's see, it's got a couple of different things. They got red and black and all, but he was wearing Barentino. They got all kind of different colors. And like I said, I sent that to Caanan. There's also some beekeeping aspects that we have because David's a beekeeper. Which, that's something we didn't put out there right at the, because I'm interested. I'm a boring guy, and I enjoy beekeeping and it's just something I find bees fascinating. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Brice, sex party and beekeeping.
Well, that's the thing. So, I do find I've always been someone that likes watching like the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, and I find insects and things like that fascinating. So, in addition to the fact that, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take this kind of nerdy fat guy who obviously has my face and body, and I was like, I want him to not be a nerdy fat guy. I want him to be a big hulking guy about 6'8", and I want him to have this nice talking mask that is very powerful. And then when they link up, it's like Armageddon. I want it. It's I like that Hardware Wars. Antonio, humble gumbo bee merchant Brice. That is true. And but yeah, well, that's the thing because. And then Caanan started sending me. I was like, now we want to have the different kind of bees because I said, the drones are going to look one way, the workers are going to look another way, and the queen bee are going to look another way. Now, but there's going to be like the main queen. There's going to be a queen bee named Charo, and Charo,
whoa, hey.
yeah, because my mom used to watch Love Boat all the time. So Charo is a very special bee. She's not a bee from our world. She's a special bee from Agamon Rock, which is where David's master Gaiman lives. So, like when David got into beekeeping because Gaiman was someone that he keeps bees, and that's just something that helps to relax David.
Okay.
David's very, he's got like anger issues. He finds, I'm like, hold on, let me see here. Now, I tell you, will these bees be in collusion with cyber fraud? You mean with the Vespers? I always like when Ethan says the Vespers.
Well, you know what? He can date the Scarlet Bee in my book. Because she has bees that swarm inside her body. She's like a living nest.
Okay.
Kinky.
Yeah.
That's kinky. I like that.
Shazam.
The Vespers. The Vespers. I always like when Ethan says that. He's like, these are the Vespers. I was like, the Vesper. I was like, but Ethan, aren't those really wasps? Well, yes, they're wasps, but I'm calling them bees. All right. The Vespers. Alien bees deliver mortal wounds. Mortal wounds. Mortal wounds.
Great. What do you think about this so far,
Skivers.
Great.
Yeah. Are you still with us, Cridious?
I'm still here. I was reading the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the chat is lit, man.
I wonder what you think about this so far.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it. What do you think chat think? I like it. It is good.
I like it like
I think it's great.
I like how quick.
Really making me want to watch 1984 Olympics.
what a feeling.
Well, this is her uniform is basically, you know, I mean, I was discussing earlier that she was I guess in high school she was a gymnast, and so she doesn't have money, so she can't afford to put on a superhero costume like most superheroes have. So she takes out her high school uniform, puts it on.
Definitely works.
Yeah.
And Elliot definitely nailed the design.
So then, like Elliot was saying, that I guess if I do another issue, you know, her outfit can progress, you know, like evolve.
Right. Maybe she finds a benefactor or something that can, you know, buy her new duds every time she's fighting.
Or even a sponsorship just for, you know.
I like it. I think it's cool. I think she keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of Wonder Woman in the later seasons when they were like, okay, she's gonna ride on the motorcycle today, and she'd spin around and she'd have the Star Spangled motorcycle uniform on. So, Wonder Woman,
everybody's waiting. Wonder Woman,
everybody's waiting for you.
Matthew Jarvis says she looks like an American Gladiator. Remember that show?
Oh, that show was I mean, who would have thought? You know, it always blows me away when shows like that or American Idol, when they blow up and then all of a sudden people go, "Yeah, I'm bored with this." And then they just stop watching. And it's like, because they had video games. They had like a Nintendo American Gladiators game. Then I remember they even tried to bring it back, and Hulk Hogan was one of the hosts on it. So, all right, brothers, we're doing American Gladiators. Well, you know, like, you know, that kind of thing. So
I remember that show, man.
Yeah, man. So actually, well, I know what was one of the old TNA wrestlers, Matt Morgan. He used to be on American Gladiators, and when I was getting all my little shout outs and promos and stuff, I was trying to reach out to some of his people to see but that's why I ended up getting Zach Ryan, and the Zach Ryan video did very well for us. You know, it's like Zach was real cool and professional. I appreciate him doing that shout out. And then we got Soldier Boy, and then we got Blake Weber.
How did you get all those dope videos?
Dude, I had to hustle for that, man. I was like, a partner of mine kind of he knew some people that could you know, make those things happen for for some little strange for some change. And you know, the Soldier Boy one, like Soldier Boy, that was supposed to be longer than it did what it was supposed to do. But Soldier Boy was just like, yo, man, you know, shout out to Antonio and Caanan, man, 50 Indiegogo lit bow. It was like 12 seconds. I was like, he's supposed to give me a real shot. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk on my phone for like 12 seconds. Y'all can just But I was like, he just gave me 12 seconds. What was that?
I'll tell you what though, when I saw that video, I was like, how the hell did he get Soldier Boy?
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, it was crazy. I just saw him on Instagram today with Trippie Redd, and he had like 11,000 people on his Instagram live. They was blowing up, man. Dang. I was just like, yeah, oh man, Mr. Gilbert Del Tres in the chat, man. Layer. I love that book, man. Layer. Yeah, I was very happy to have you on, man. Yeah. Glad you're funded.
What's up, Gilly? Gilly writes comics and stuff.
Yeah, man.
You guys says Elliot Fernandez. She got the lips, the gams, mercy.
Hey. Hey.
Hi, for real though. All right.
I'm giving you a different shot here.
All right.
I'm trying to do it the way Donal likes, the 90s style. Bam.
Yeah,
that's the way I think so many of us in Comics Gate are influenced by 90s style.
It's because we all like bombastic art. We all like in your face, pow. Kind of art.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
We stopped getting that in like 2010.
Yeah.
And gymnasts look great.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need a Gem in the Holograms commission from Mr. Elliot Fernandez. Gem It's truly outrageous.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to watch the hell out of that show.
I did too. I never. That's one thing. You know, I've had people try to make fun of me for saying I watch Jim. I love Jim. I'm like that's the thing about me. I'm a grown man. I'm not gonna be ashamed to deny anything I'm down with. You know, it's like if I put my stamp on it, I'm claiming it, man. I don't have no shame in my game, bro. I was like, I watched Jim. I watched. But that's the only one, you know. But I remember they had Cobra Commander on Jim. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a great episode. You know, they did. But I would love, I had an idea, a concept to bring Jim and the holograms back, but I would do it so different, man. They had such potential, especially with the hologram earrings and stuff like that. Man, I could do so much cool stuff. I would love to work with because they did that Jim movie, and the girl that they hired, she had been one of the co-stars on Nashville. And the girl they hired to play Jim, and she can sing. She's a great singer. They just didn't understand the property. But when you watch that Jim movie, at the end they had set kind of everything up. She had the earrings. They even did the little cameo scene at the end where they had Pizzazz and the Misfits. So they had it set up, but I was like, dude, you just spent 2 hours wasting everybody's time, and then you give them a little snippet at like 5 minutes at the end of the movie. I was like, why would I sit through two hours of that?
Right.
And then you finally give me what I want at the end. Dude, I would have had that thing rocking, and it would have been cool. You know what I'm saying? She would have been able, because the earrings, you know, they can do all these different illusions and all. I mean, man, we could have had so much fun with that. I was like, why waste everybody's time with that nonsense? And then go, oh, okay, now we're at the end, and he sets everything up. I was like, man, that's such a cool property that just like I could take He-Man. I would love to do like a Game of Thrones type of He-Man.
Aren't they going to do a He-Man movie or something?
Yeah, I keep hearing that, but you know, that they're going to actually do a live action. And I saw although I think this version of what I saw was canceled, it was they had some concept art for Battle Cat and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, it looked real cool.
Yeah, I remember.
But I saw that. Oh man, yeah. Razdoc 10 seasons of Smallville, and he's Superman for 2 seconds at the end. Facts. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the problem with Gotham. If they had maybe been a little smarter with the way they did Gotham wouldn't be. They're only bringing it back to cancel it now. You know, that's the reason. Right. They're like, okay, well, we brought everybody this far. We'll bring you back for these last like 13 episodes and let you close out the storylines. But everything they do just ticks the fans off more. They you know, a couple weeks ago they showed that leaked footage of Bane and what Bane's going to look like on Gotham, and it looked like hot garbage.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, Bruce is still a kid. He hasn't met Bane yet. So why would you even? They got all the characters that Bruce hasn't met for years later, like the Joker and all this. I was like, y'all should have just really made it. It should have been kind of like Batman: The Long Halloween, where they really heavily focus on Jim Gordon. And I think they were trying to do that, but then they were like, no, we got to bring the Bat villains in. We got to bring the Riddler in. We got to bring, like, I can see some of the more stripped down villains that aren't, you know, like, I can see a young Penguin showing him going through the ranks or whatever. I can see some of that stuff. That's I could have seen that. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Gotham should have been about how Gordon deals with Gotham City criminals while Batman is away with Justice League stuff. It could have. They had that on. They had a comic, I think in the 90s, where it was like Metropolis MCU or something, you know, where it had
CPD, Gotham City Central.
Yeah, but they had that, but they also had there was a one that was set in Metropolis with what was it, Maggie Sawyer and stuff, and it kind of showed how they dealt with some of the supervillains when Superman was not around and stuff. You know, it was that kind of deal. And I kind of wanted to. I want to play with something like that, you know. But like I said, definitely focus on Jim Gordon. And if you're going to say Bruce is a kid, then let him be a kid. You can maybe show him training a little bit, but quit bringing out all these supervillains that he doesn't meet for years.
Right.
It's like, hey, let's bring out the Joker now. And I was like, at first, because they jerked around with the Joker, because they were like, the Jerome guy. They said, oh, he's not really the Joker. Okay. And then they go, oh, he's got a twin brother. Now his twin brother is the Joker. I was like, okay, you guys kill me with that mess.
Yeah,
It's
kind of like that Sub-Zero.
yeah, that whole the Mr. Freeze thing that irritated me. And then what's the doctor guy? Which that guy is actually a cool.
Hugo Strange.
Adam Hughes. Was it Adam?
Yeah.
Was it Adam Strange? Yeah.
Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange. That's it. Yeah. And Hugo Strange is a great villain. He's actually one of Batman's oldest foes. He's actually older than the Joker. A lot of people don't know that. Hugo Strange faced Batman at least a year or so before the Joker was even created.
Right.
And it's just that it's just some of these older villains, like say a Vandal Savage or something like that, that were real popular in like the 30s and 40s or whatever. They didn't, as they went forward, they didn't understand what to do with them. Or that's one of the things I had Michael O'Hare on my channel earlier, and I was interviewing him, and that was one of the things I talked about. Those classic Steve Ditko Spider-Man villains. I talked about, those are like some of my favorite characters, but you look at them now, and like Spider-Man fights the Shocker, and the Shocker's not really a threat now. He's a joke. It's like, oh, okay, here's the Shocker. Bam. Yeah. Spider-Man beats him in like 3 panels. Yeah. It's just like, okay, man.
I don't like that. I don't like rush stories, They just try to shove it down your throat and expect you to just take it and be gone.
Well, I think a lot of times it's the writer, that they're like, hey, I like these old villains, but I'm gonna make them kind of a joke, and then I'm gonna introduce my character that I think is a real villain. So I was like, dude, Kraven the Hunter, and the Chameleon, those characters hold up if you do them right. The Chameleon is dope. I was like, the Chameleon is dope, real strategic. Obviously Sergei Kraven the Hunter is his brother, and it's or half brother or something like that. They're related, obviously. Crazy Russian, sneaky Russian. But I mean, there was a Gabriel Delgado variant cover that they did where I guess the Chameleon had dressed up like J. Jonah Jameson, and he had finally, like, it looked like he had beat the stuffing out of Spider-Man, but his mask was like shredded, so it's like half J. Jonah Jameson's face and half the Chameleon's face, and he's sitting there holding Spider-Man's bloody body, like holding him up by the costume. It looks so incredible. I might have to pay someone to recreate that. I just don't know if anyone's as talented as Gabriel Delgado. I mean, God.
Wait, am I chopped liver? What's going on?
If you could do what he did, my God. I mean, but he like painted it and everything. I mean, the cover looks amazing. I was just like, that's the way a villain like the Chameleon should be presented, not as a throwaway, not as a joke. Villains like Hammerhead and stuff that although they've beefed him up now, like especially after they killed the Kingpin. They killed the Kingpin a few years ago, and they were like, "Oh, we need a new crime boss. Hammerhead's in charge now." So
they killed the Kingpin.
They've killed the Kingpin at least 2 or 3 times. But I mean, he's obviously alive right now because they got some kind of Daredevil storyline going on. I saw, but the Kingpin's died at least a few times that I've seen. He got shot, and then I remember when he had Aunt May sniped. When the One More Day storyline, he was the one that hired the hitman that was supposed to take out Peter Parker, and Aunt May ended up taking a sniper bullet, and then Mary Jane and Peter Parker had to trade their marriage to save her life. It was that, which Joe Quesada, that was one of the worst ideas. That I liked the marriage of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. And then he was like, no, it aged the character and Spider-Man can't be married. And now they're putting them back together. So I'm like, dude, you wasted like 20 years. I was just like, oh, okay.
Right.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with a character being married. I don't know.
I don't like that when they kill Spider-Man. I was like, well, that's it. I'm done with comic books.
Dude, when they did the clone story, when they did I stopped. I didn't read Spider-Man for almost 15 years, dude.
Right.
I was done with it. I was like, y'all, they mishandled and now, people talk about cash grab. The Clone Saga in the Spider-Man, that was a cash grab right there, because when you hear about what originally happened, it was only supposed to be a 6-month story.
Right.
And then they ended up dragging it out for like 18 months. It was just so long. They didn't know how to get out of it. And they were like, but they saw the sales came back and they were like, oh my God, this is a huge story. And it was actually Spider-Man was actually outselling the X-Men books.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, okay, we don't want to end this yet. And so Marvel editorial, they were like, hey, can you guys stretch this? I know we were supposed to end this in 6 months, but let's stretch it out. So then they started putting in some filler stories and the quality. That's when we got the female Dr. Octopus, and oh my God, it was so many. They started killing so many characters. Then they brought in a new Kraven the Hunter, which was like, I think it was Alexi Kraven, which was Kraven's son. And then they killed him because they had to let that guy Kane kill a bunch of villains. So he killed Dr. Octopus, and then we got the female Dr. Octopus. He killed Kraven the Hunter Jr. And now there was a female Kraven the Hunter too. I was like, they were doing so much stuff, man. It was just it was too much.
Cash grabbing.
Yeah. And then like I said, there was the female doctor, and of course, just like everything, when they bring, you have to prove that the female Dr. Octopus is better than the original Dr. Octopus. So she's smarter and she has better tech. And I was like, okay, what's wrong with Dr. Octopus? I like Doc Ock. He was one of my favorites. He just ruined everything.
I liked him too.
Yeah.
I liked him and what's this guy's name again? Was it Shocker?
Yeah, the Shocker. Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, like I said, when he shows up now, you can chew like a stick of bubble gum and he'll be done. It's like, there you go.
I liked him because of the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends episode. Vibro shock powers. And he was talking smack. I was like, yeah, I love that guy.
I saw Richard gave Iceman 3 a very positive review, and I saw that it had Spider-Man and its amazing friends in there. It had Iceman and Firestar, and I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I used to love that cartoon. So I actually thought, I was like, I'm not a huge Cine Grace fan, but I actually might check that out. I was just like, no, Spider-Man is amazing. Because I had a dream that if I ever got to go to Marvel and work, I would like to do Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I would like to do Iceman, Firestorm, and Spider-Man together. I would love to do that as a book. It's just, I would love, and I'm talking the way it was on the cartoon where they all lived together in a little apartment, and then like Tony Stark had tricked it out with like secret tech where they could like move that statue and the computers would come out. I thought that whole concept was dope, man. I was like,
my favorite episode was 7 Little Superheroes, when they went to that mansion and the chameleon was posing as all the different superheroes. They had Doctor Strange, Submariner, Shauna the She-Devil, and of course Spider-Man's Amazing Friends. And Ms. Lion was the 8th little superhero at the end.
Yeah. Oh no, I watched every episode of that. I loved it. And Razdoc, if I wrote my Bobby Drake, my Iceman is heterosexual. Not because I have issue with people within the LGBT community. It's just that the character that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created was a heterosexual male. So that is the character that I would be working on if I were to write anything with Iceman. So
Yeah, he'd be a playboy in my book, you know.
yeah, that's the character. That's Bobby Drake to me. That's the Bobby
Right.
Drake I knew. He's like they were just, although like I said, sounds the way Richard was saying, it sounded like he actually kind of toned all that down and just focused on storytelling, and it was good. So if he enjoyed it, I mean, that's one thing I will say about Richard. Love him or hate him, I think he does very fair reviews when he, because even if people have like come at him on Twitter, if they do something he likes, he's like, hey, this is actually a good book. I thought I was going to roast it, and it was actually a good read.
Yeah, he's always said good things about like Tamara Bonfilaine's colors.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I was like, you know, he doesn't allow personal nonsense to affect the reviews. So I was like, so I can respect the reviews.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
but I'm saying though, if I had Iceman's powers, you know what you can do? I mean, you can impress a lot of women. You
know, they say that that his power is one of the most powerful powers in the Marvel universe.
He's like a level 5, right, or something like that.
Well, it's not just because of an assigned. Somebody did like a breakdown of powers and judging it against actual science, and they said that because of what he can do, he can affect the oxygen in the air and all kinds of stuff. He could actually hurt more people by sucking out all the moisture and the oxygen from the air, or something like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting, man. Then I said, nah, Spider-Man. But anyway.
Well, I mean, this was when I think Adam Kubert was it was right when they were about to go into the Age of Apocalypse story. So they had Rogue kiss Gambit, because you know he had been trying to kiss her for a while, which I'm actually that's another one that that Mr. and Mrs. X he's given those books thumbs up, you know, and I was like, I had shown Caanan some of the interiors of Mr. and Mrs. X, because the first issue after they had gotten married and they did the love scene, because me and Caanan, you know, like I said, our book is mature, but you know, Caanan doesn't want to draw like a bunch of nudity and everything. And I was like, this is the way we can draw like David and Dawn. I thought the way they handled the love scene was fantastic. I thought I really loved the way they used the sheets and they covered everything, and it was still very sexy. And I was like, this, and Caanan was like, yeah, I can do that. And I was like, it was perfect. I really thought it got the point across, and it wasn't graphic, and it was just beautifully rendered. I thought it was very tastefully done. And I was like, so when we handle like love scenes and stuff, we can do stuff like that. And I think it'll be fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to have a bunch of nudity, and it's just real sexy and sweet. Because I mean, like, Dawn's a stunner. You know, Dawn's hot, so we want Dawn to look fantastic. And you know, that's why I was like, man, what's wrong with drawing sexy women? I just don't understand that. They try to make everybody like what they did when I was younger. Miss Marvel was hot. You know,
right?
Now she's got like a butch boy band haircut. And I was like, I know that
Justin Bieber.
like yeah, I was like,
she looks overdressed now and frustrated.
Yeah,
Donal got a hot character too. He got that character from Brutus, the one with the mohawk.
She specifically has, you know, double E's. Because I'm tired of seeing. I'm just tired of characters not being able to look sexy.
What does this girl have so far? Is this working?
No, it's too sexy. I think we need to digitally edit those breasts.
Yeah, they need to be larger.
Make her an A cup. Let's see, yeah, man.
It's looking good.
Let's tone it down there, brother. So,
whoa, what's going on there, Elliot?
Hey, respect women.
Feeling funny in my pants. This drawing is offensive. It's making my pants hard.
I was like, oh, okay, hold up. I miss Spider-Woman. She's my all-time favorite female from Marvel, beating out Domino hey, I like both of them. They say the old, at least the old design, is defeating seeing them take everyone I love and twisted them into something I don't recognize. And yeah, that's a fact too, man. But I saw that redesign they had did a couple years ago with the Spider-Woman costume. I was like, that's a classic costume. Why did y'all mess her up and put her in that weird? I don't know what that was. That redesign. I think she's back in the classics again because man, that horrible Spider-Woman redesign, that was a horrible, oh man, that just disturbed me on another level.
I'm gonna look this up because all I know is the red and yellow costume.
You didn't see the redesign?
No.
Oh my God, that someone should be horsewhipped for that. She had these weird glasses and stuff. I was like, you guys are idiots, man. That's why these books don't sell. I was like, you had a chick, especially like someone like Frank Cho would draw, and she was sexy. And I was like, man, that chick she looks like $1 million, man. Sitting here looking like a snack. Man, Jessica Drew. Yeah. I'm like,
what is this? She's wearing a jacket?
Yeah, they put the weird jacket on her and stuff. I was like,
she's wearing a jacket and like skeet shooting glasses.
That's why I tell you, it looked horrible. It was one of the worst. And I can't believe they got approved. Like, yes, more of that. That's what we want.
I think what they do now is say, wait, what size is her chest? What size is okay? Yeah, whatever. Everything else is good. Keep going. They don't even think
I saw John Malin's original art for the what was it, Cable or was it Exiles? I think it was Cable that he drew.
Spats on her.
And they they said that he drew Blink's breast too big, and the cleavage and all that, and then all of a sudden, like said that he turned into finalized art, and then they just said, let's go in there with the computer. Remove that cleavage. Okay, so she needs to be flat chested. And I was like, man, yeah, John get on his little tablet. He don't mess around. That is, yeah, he's a, yeah, that's
he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, I like he's strong with the force.
Or the X-Force.
Facts. Definitely.
Yeah, I was in on Kenny Kodiak's all Pam Anderson. So I love sexy female drawings, but I hated the '90s Pam Anderson boobs on every female character.
I did not hate, although some of the Liefeld stuff got ridiculous.
Yeah, with the waists.
Yeah, I was like, the waist is like, about, just real, give it about 5 inches of waist and like 30 inches of boob, and it was crazy. But some of the stuff, but see, that's the thing. When I saw like Mike Deodato, attacking Comicsgate people on Twitter and stuff, and I remember I used to read his work. I read his work in Wonder Woman, and then he was doing Glory. And I was just like, he drew these gorgeous women, and I was like, oh yeah, man, more of that. He still draws gorgeous women, but it's just
he was Mr. Objectified back then.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, oh man, Mike, what happened to you, brother? Come back. We love you, Mike. Come back, baby. Come back.
You know you missed it, man.
I was just like, come back, be evil again, Mike. Evil. It's just, but yeah, I'm like, that's one thing. With especially a lot of those old Rob Liefeld things with what was it, Evangeline? I used to buy all that stuff. Evangeline, Glory. I used to buy all those little books, and it's so crazy, man. I went through my long boxes, and it shocked me. I didn't realize how much Image comic stuff I had. I was shocked. I was like, dude, at least a third or more of my collection is Image stuff.
Right.
I just couldn't. I was like, man, I forgot how many. They started doing so many crossovers It's like when Ethan had Billy Tucci on, I went and I looked and I found I used to read She. I used to buy She all the time. So I used to buy all this stuff. And then they did a couple image crossover. He did a couple crossovers with Top Cow. It was like She and Cyblade. And then they did because I got both of them. There's She Cyblade and then there's Cyblade She. I've got both issues.
That was the one that J.G. Jones worked on, right?
I think
it was called Black and Red or something, Black, Red, and White or something. Oh, snap.
Oh, man. Is that true?
There was also one with the Grifter She drawn by
I've got that as well. Oh, no, I definitely, no, I found all that stuff. I was like, man, and I had like, I've got like, I've got old, what's the other guy? I know Ethan's cool with the guy that created Creed.
Trent Kanuga.
Yeah, Trent Kanuga. Yeah, I've got a bunch of that Creed stuff. I've got like a Wizard Ace tape edition or whatever, or Acid tape edition, whatever, with the clear plastic. I was like, man, I've got all that stuff. I got a bunch of Creed, bunch of limited.
I wish I kept all mine. I used to have all that.
Do you guys remember when Tony Daniel was doing something called, was it Femme Force 5 or something like that?
It wasn't very good though.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I was like,
I like the art.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing about a bunch of that old image stuff. I noticed when I want to go back and read some of the old stuff, I don't go back and read a lot of my old image books. I was like, yeah, the art's beautiful, but the stories were always crap. And that's unfortunate, because whether I like this current version of Mark Waid or not, I repeatedly say that Kingdom Come is one of the best written comics I've ever had the privilege to read at least 30 times in my lifetime.
Wow.
I've read Kingdom Come so many times.
People have told me that he was basically just an editor on that all of it was all Alex Ross and
see, that's the thing. Yeah, Alex, trust me. I saw, Alex did some interviews because he felt like Mark got a lot of credit for what he did. And this is from people that I read a lot of Wizard interviews and stuff that basically this is the way it was broke down from a couple of different things that I read about how Kingdom Come was created. That obviously Kurt Busiek and Alex had a huge New York Times bestseller with Marvels.
Right.
So DC wanted to recreate it. They obviously approached Alex and he had an idea. And from what I understood, he had the basic plot and premise and all that stuff laid out. He had started sketching like concepts. He already knew what he wanted to do with the book. He can't write. That's the problem. Mark was Alex Ross. He can't write. So, but he has great ideas. And I kind of thought about him because sometimes when I heard, especially those old videos that Ethan used to do on his channel when he first started, it sounds like Ethan's mind comes up with these brilliant ideas, but he might need a writer to help flesh some of the. That's why I'm glad that he said Dave Sims is going to help with Cyberfrog, because we see the art. The art is like, wow, the art is straight banging. And then you bring someone in like Dave Sim that's a genius and that knows how to, Ethan knows what the story is. Someone like Dave could really help shape it and put it in the right direction because the art is banging. I was like, all that art that he's doing, you can see Ethan is not taking shortcuts with this. He really is feeling what he's done. So, so that's what I'm saying. So you bring in someone like Dave, and it's just gonna make it even better. Because I used to love reading like Service, but that's the thing. They said Alex had the basic idea what he wanted to use. He wanted to use Billy Batson. He had all these ideas of what the beginnings, the basics of what Kingdom Come was. But he obviously needed a good writer, and they wanted to make sure he had a good writer to help him flesh the story out. And if you were around back then and you were reading Mark Waid's work on Flash and on Impulse, Mark was knocking it out the park then. That Flash and Impulse, and then even the stuff that he did when he went over to Marvel with that Ron Garney run on Captain America before they ripped him off and gave it to Rob Liefeld and let him ruin it.
Oh, whoa. He's back up now.
It's true.
No.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna have a fist fight now.
Well, we're from Florida. Let's go.
You liked barrel-chested Captain America?
You had Stephen Platt on that. You're not gonna say anything bad about my boy.
I'm looking at the barrel-chested. The barrel-chested.
Yeah.
Okay, that was
bad.
I love Stephen Platt, especially when he was doing Prophet. But like I said, I like the art in those books. The writing on those books were not very good.
I feel you on that. I'm trying to choke my way through War Child right now. With Chap Yape, and it's got a story by Rob Liefeld with really overwritten
Is it old War Child? Because I know Shelby Robertson had worked on when Shelby was helping me with Brand. Me and him kind of had talked about the old days. And
it's old ones with Chap Yape on art.
Yeah, because he had done some. He did some. It sounded like Shelby had done some ghost inks on some of that stuff. He didn't get credit for it, but he got paid, so he was like, "All right, cool." He was like, "Yeah, I worked on that book."
I think. Actually, I got it right here next to me. Let me.
Because he used different names and stuff. He had different names that he used to work under and different things. So I was just
somebody. John Stinsman did issue 2.
You know what I'm saying? He used He used at least 3 or 4 different. Because even when he went, I can't remember what's the guy that the rock singer that had the. I think
Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, when he worked with Glenn Danzig, he had he had a different name he worked under there as well. Shelby just did so much stuff. He was just like, well, this is going to be kind of graphic, so I don't want to use the name Shelby Robertson, but I want the check, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna do that. But it was like I said, Mark Waid was knocking it out the park with the work he was turning in. So they put him with Alex, and obviously they discussed Alex's ideas. And so obviously Mark had to write that script. Now he took, the script was done by Mark, but yeah, it sounded like it was Alex's idea. And
he basically plotted the whole thing.
Yeah. And, but it was very well scripted. If you're just saying that Mark scripted it, there was not wasted dialogue in there that bored me. I was like, man, I thought he really seemed to get Superman. He really seemed to get the dynamic, especially that older Bruce Wayne that was actually working with like Lex Luthor and Oliver Queen, trying to, hey, these superheroes are back. We're humans. We're trust. I really liked a lot of that, the way that played out. I really thought Kingdom Come was exceptionally well done, which is why people are still reading it 25 years later.
Gosh, 25 years?
Yeah, so.
Ooh, I feel old.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. I hate to say it, I'm not going back to a lot of them old Image books and going, hey, I'm not,
it is all about the art.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But when you have, it's like when you got Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. on Daredevil, Man Without Fear.
Oh yeah. Oh
man, that's lightning in the bottle right there. You can't beat that.
With Klaus Janson on the inks. Oh,
yes. Man. Yeah, I mean it was because, but that's the thing. He had worked with I think Klaus had inked him when Ann Nocenti was writing Daredevil when they were doing the Typhoid Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And because that whole Typhoid Mary run with Ann Nocenti, I hear Richard talk about that run because I was like, I was reading Daredevil then too, and I was just like, I get geeked out because I was like, yes, she, if anyone's gonna take over after Frank Miller does Born Again, it should be Ann Nocenti. I was like, that must have been, you know, it's like when Chris Claremont finally, you know, left Marvel and stopped working on X-Men after like what 17 and a half years, and he had all the, you know, characters. They go, okay, we need to find someone. That I never really felt like a lot of those writers, although you know, they ended up what they had, what, Fabian Nicieza, and they had what's the other guy?
Lobdell.
Yeah, Scott Lobdell, and they brought Mark Waid in, and they all did like Age of Apocalypse and some of that. I was just like, okay, some of that stuff was cool. I thought they could have done so much more with Age of after they came out of it. They were just like, hey, all these characters kind of leaked into the main universe.
The only one that really did was that Dark Beast, right?
Yeah, no, and they did Dark Beast, Sugar Man, obviously the X-Men, Nate Summers Cable. They did.
Oh man, I remember that.
And
Steve
Holocaust. Yeah, yes. And see, that's why I like talking to people and know their artists and know what I'm talking about, because as soon as you said that, I was like, that's it, that's the man. So but there was so much stuff, and everybody was bed hopping in, because I remember Dan Jurgens left DC after all the time he had been on Superman and stuff, and he came over and he started writing the new Spider-Man. But he got ticked off because he was like, I came over here to write Spider-Man, but I didn't want to write the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. I wanted to write Peter Parker. So then they started being like trying to bring Peter Parker back after they had spent all that time. That's why I was like, the Clone Saga was just, it was horrible. And I still actually have my Dan Jurgens Spider-Man I can't remember, what was it? I can't remember the name of the book, the Superior no, not Superior Spider-Man. I was like
Spectacular?
I don't know. It was a #1. I know that I have it. It was it not Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? I just I do have it. It was great because Dan had redesigned the Spider-Man costume, and he had these nice little black lines, and he had the outside web shooters. It was kind of a blend of the Scarlet Spider's suit with some modifications, and then the spider, you know, it still looked like Spider-Man's suit, but it was, you know, it had some Scarlet Spider modifications. And
I can picture what you're talking about too.
Yeah, it was really dope. And I was like, okay, but then you've got like this weird blonde hair Ben Reilly, and then people in New York, Peter Parker's all over New York. He's walking around, oh, I'm Peter's cousin Ben. And I was like, okay, here you go, man. Why did y'all bring the clone back? That clone should have never been brought back.
He should have never came back. I feel like Clubber Lang. He should have never came back.
Hey, Creed 2, I'm there. That trailer looks amazing.
Man. Did you see the Ivan Drago trailer they released on MGM?
Oh man, yeah. I'm like, I'm wait. Sensational Spider-Man, the chat from downtown, and yeah, I got Sensational Spider-Man #1. And I'm signing it and giving it away to a member. Because it had one of those moving covers, you know, like when you what is that? Whatever that material is, and when it reflects in the light, it's, you know, it looks
holographic.
Like one of those. That's what the cover. And I remember I bought it, and it was like, it was like $4, I think. And I was like, that book is worth nothing now. Like it had the power to lose money. But a lot of those old hologram hollow foil covers and stuff like that, they did that with Hulk, and they did so much of those well, they had the chromium, the chromium covers. They had, trust me, because there was some of the, I think it was Age of Apocalypse Alpha, and it had a huge, the whole wraparound chromium cover, and it had like Joe Madiera. I remember he drew like a 3-panel fold out cover. I mean, some of the stuff they did for Age of Apocalypse, I can see why they made a ton of money off of that. I'm just saying that when they came out of it, the only real big thing I thought that X-Men did right out of the Age of Apocalypse story was Onslaught. So then they started the Onslaught story, but like I said, they used that to take Mark Waid off of Captain America. And I'm like, that Mark Waid, Ron Garney run was consistently building sales. They had just left it alone. I think he would have. I think he would have maybe created a seminal run if they had just left him alone, because he was in his creative prime at that point. He wasn't doing any weird stuff, and he was just focused. And then I know because I saw he did an interview about that, because obviously the Heroes Reborn thing didn't quite work out the way they thought, although Rob always still says, hey, the sales on that is still some of the highest ranking of Marvel history. And I was like, dude, I got those books. Nobody liked them, man. They just bought them for the art, man. I was like, and I love Rob. Do you understand? Rob was a hero of mine. I still remember that Spike Lee Levi's commercial and all that. I love, and seeing
Spike Man.
Yeah, and then the
camera on his head.
Well, yeah, and then there was like I think it was on the Robert Kirkman's Secret History of Comics, where you see the Image. They did the Image show, and then you hear about like Robert Kirkman meeting Rob in his hotel room, and then like he's trying to talk to him, and Robert Robert goes in the bathroom, he's taking a leak while he's talking to Robert. They were just putting all that stuff out there, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Not to mention the fact that Rob Liefeld got to meet Eazy-E, who is a hero of mine. And like Eazy-E he stood in line and brought comics for, Rob Liefeld to sign. And that would blow my mind, someone like that I am such a huge fan of. Let me see here, Rainbow. Yeah, Rainbow. Yeah, I saw what they did. What they did to She-Ra is a travesty.
Did
and I need that to be said. That what they did with She-Ra is a travesty. And then I saw that they had the fat character, and then it was there. I was like, what are y'all doing? I don't understand. I was just like, oh. But without what they did to the updated version of She-Ra, we wouldn't have a She-Ra pocket for Rainbow Brute. So I'm very, that's why I'm saying I like, that's the way Ethan's mind works different from other people. That's why I'm saying I've noticed that in Caanan. Caanan seems to have, his mind seems to work in a different way. Maybe it's just something you artist types have, but his mind definitely works different. It's like Ethan thinks very quick on his feet, and he just comes up, hey, I'm going to take this weird She-Ra, and I'm going to turn it into this soy-based She-Ra pocket, which, again, I am so, when I'm back in Rainbow Brute on day one, when he puts it out, I'm there. And I hope he does that. What's the Bro White, too? I would love to see that, all that. Although they got real triggered when he did that last video. I thought that was hilarious. Just
what did he do?
He drew Bro White with all the little chicks. Like, he had his foot on one of them. He's sitting there like playing Xbox and they're feeding him. I was laughing so hard. I was like, wow. I know he still got, I was like, Ethan, please send that art to me. I would love to frame that and hang that on, but I know he keeps all that stuff. And I was just like, some of those, which I don't blame him. I know he still got the original Rainbow Brute and all that stuff. It's like those characters are going to, I really think, I think Rainbow Brute's going to do some numbers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Hey, Elliot. Hugh, was it? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Hugh Gak wants to know if you grew up in Tampa, or you moved there recently.
I moved here when I was a kid, in '87.
Oh, crap. All right, I gotta head out. My phone is at 1%.
Later, Donal.
It's called the plug, man. Go to plug. Plug it in.
I can't. I got the iPhone 8. That means my plug goes in the same spot as my headphone jack.
Nah, brother. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, Donal.
See you.
And don't forget, guys, to check out Brutus the Badass. It is in demand.
Definitely.
I will be putting that into the description in a little while. All right. So how are we looking here, Crit? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching you draw the whole time. Looking good.
What say you, Mr. Brice?
Yeah, I like your opinion too. You know.
Well, I mean, look damn good to me, brother. Do it, man.
How about chat?
I like Elliot's. Like I said, maybe that's just something that you. Oh man, are the Panthers just getting a shellacking? Yeah, they are getting destroyed. Oh my, they got destroyed. Carolina, man, that's man, Ben, they went off. Whoever got them on the fantasy team, let me check. I got a Juju Schuster starting on mine. Hopefully he had a good night. Because I see that 45 to something. I was like, ooh, yeah, okay. Let's see here. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Well, damn. Okay. So my Juju Smith Schuster, 19 fantasy points, which is fantastic for me. However, the person I am facing this week has Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers. And Christian McCaffrey had went off. And he got 36 fantasy points, but they still lost 52-21.
Wow. You can still get points. You can still win in your league, right? Even if the team loses.
Yeah. It's just about the overall accumulated points
of the players, right?
That's so. Yeah. Oh man, I got to switch my quarterback out. I'm glad I just checked in on that. So I gotta. I got Marcus Mariota about to start, and they're playing New England this week. I don't know. I might need to get another quarterback because I don't know if Mr. Mariota is going to have a good outing against Mr. Brady in Foxborough. I don't know if that's going to work because Deshaun Watson's my normal starting quarterback, but they're on bye week this week. But I do have Todd Gurley, and I got let me see. I think the rest of my team. Oh man, my defense needs to be switched out. Okay, so I need to do some surgery on my fantasy lineup. But I can make some tweaks. But man, this is crazy, man. I was like, I'm looking at these that they are 52-21. What were they doing in Pittsburgh? Give her a fanny pack. I love that. I saw it's just like everybody was goofing on Rob Liefeld for always putting like way too many pockets on characters, and then so he just finally just made a character named Pouch or something. Did you see that character he made where the whole costume was literally just different pouches?
No.
The guy, it was so funny. Even his gun, he had this huge. You know how they always goofed on Rob for these unrealistic mega cannons, like he would put them in like Cable's hands and stuff like that. So even Pouch's gun had pouches all up and down the gun. It was hilarious. I think he was in Deadpool Bad Blood. And I was just like, man, it was so funny. It was just like, I was like, Rob was like, yeah, I hear y'all. I hear y'all with the pouches. And then so he just like, so I'm going to just make a whole character with a whole bunch of pouches. And even his face was a pouch. Everything was pouch, all up and down. I'm like, he's definitely never going to run out of a place to put stuff.
That's hilarious. Let's see here. I don't think I did the items.
So you're actually going to send this to Mr. Malpica?
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Unless you don't want it.
No, I don't want it. Trust me.
Shipment pass.
Taking a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely. I want to flesh out the story more, because I was planning to launch this like for early next year, but then I got approached for 2 more projects by 2 other artists. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to put it off for now. But I want to at least have it ready.
So you sound like NASA. How many books you gonna be on? I was like, man.
Well, this was my next project after Detective Dead for next year. But then I got approached by Donal to do Night Stalker, and then I got a secret project with another artist that he don't want to reveal his identity yet because he's afraid of jinxing the whole project.
Oh well,
yeah.
Rob Liefeld. Gotcha.
I knew it.
Oh, that would be sweet though. I mean, like I said, I told you, like I said, I know what people say about Rob, and I know that people have issues with Rob, but Rob definitely inspired me as a kid. I loved it. What I look at it now and I go, yeah, okay, I kind of see he's got some anatomy issues and stuff like that, but that art just man, it blew me away when I was a kid, especially when he was on like X Force and all that, and just man, it was just him and McFarlane at Marvel. Man, make my heart flutter, man. Especially when he would draw the layout and McFarlane would ink over him like the Cable cover where Cable's first appearance, which I think it was New Mutants 85, 86 or something like that.
Was
it 88?
Was it?
That's before Rock read comics.
I'm not wrong. I have to be wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah. But no, that cover is a classic because, like I said, Rob laid it out because Rob had some anatomy issues. McFarlane inking over him really corrected some of those flaws.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like if I can't have but that's the thing. It's like when McFarlane used to ink Greg Capullo stuff. Greg doesn't draw like McFarlane, but when Todd would ink him, he would ink him with that style, and I was just like, even though he wasn't fully drawing Spawn anymore, it's still pages were still very pleasant to me because Greg is incredible by himself, and anybody that read that old, he had done like what mid-90s X Factor, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to think, because I know Joe Quesada had been on. Yeah, I was like, they had some of that stuff incredible. Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, McFarlane isn't notorious for heavy inks, but like I said, since him and Rob's styles were so similar, and then I felt like his inks corrected some of the little flaws that Rob had. You look at that Cable cover, the very first. Well, I mean, it's been parodied so many times, that Cable cover that McFarlane and Liefeld did together, where it's got the Cable sitting there with the eye. One of the eyes is glowing, and they've got the little window shots.
Oh yeah.
Of all the other characters, and I mean that character that I think it's 87. Let me see.
Right.
Let's see. Are they still putting that New Mutants movie out? Because I remember seeing a trailer to that. I thought it was supposed to have come out this year.
I think so.
I hope so. I love the idea of that. A horror twist on it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I remember seeing the commercial for that.
Yeah, New Mutants 87. Yeah, New Mutants 87. That's an incredible Todd and that's the thing. And I heard Rob talk about this because he was trying to make Cable look a certain way, that he wanted him to look older, and then they started making him make him look younger and stuff, like, because he had or he looked too old, and then which is why on this cover Cable's got like the little black sideburns on his head. He's kind of got the darker, and then Rob was like, well, I wanted to make him look older, and then they were like telling me he looked too old, so it was just Capullo was on X Force, not X Factor. Okay. I was like, yeah. But he was there. He was on something. He was on X something.
Yeah, my bad. I just on the wrong path with that.
Yeah. I was just yeah, he was on X he was on X Force. And but let's see. The New Mutants, okay, August 2nd, 2019 for because like I said, I thought that movie was supposed to have come out this year. Let's see, from Rob. Okay, Capullo took over X Force from Rob on issue 15, I guess, when everybody left. But that actually gave, I felt, like I said, I liked both the Kubert brothers coming back, and because they had been over at DC, and I know I think they had teamed up on Batman versus Predator. They had done that because I saw some of those books, and then they came over to Marvel after after the Exodus, as I call it, where everybody dipped. It was there was oh no sketch. Like I said, it's all like I said, man, I'm remembering stuff from like 30 years ago. I ain't sure about that. I was a kid, but like I said, Capullo was definitely great on that on X-Force. And then but like I said, the Kuberts came over and they were handling the X books. I think Adam was doing Wolverine, and then Andy was doing he was doing he was doing X-Men, and then you had what was it, Ian Churchill on cable, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know that Ian was, what happened to Ian Churchill? Because I haven't seen it. I don't even know if he still works in comics anymore. Ian was incredible. Marvel found some really good talent to replace McFarlane and Jim Lee. And
see, I wasn't really crazy about those guys. I didn't like them. I didn't like Brett Booth either. He was one of the other guys I didn't care for. He had a similar style, but I mean, it's that I respect their hustle, of course. That was their thing. They did a good job with executing that time. But I was already kind of at that point. I think I was already paying attention to guys like Travis Charest and I was always a big fan of Silvestri. I like Silvestri even more than Jim Lee. I like Jim Lee, and I thought I loved Jim Lee, but over the years I realized that it was Silvestri that I was most impressed with.
I'm trying to remember who told me they tried to hire Silvestri to do a variant cover for them, and they had reached out to his agent, and they said that he would do just the pencils for like $7,000.
Wow.
He wanted like 7 G's for just for the pencils, no inks. And I was like, whoo.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I don't know if I was rich and I was like, do you get because that was another question I asked. I said, wait a minute, is he keeping the cover or is he gonna send it to you? And he said, no, I would have got the cover. And I was like, okay, well, if the book pops off, the cover's gonna appreciate in value.
Right.
But I mean, that's gonna be on you. You got to keep your book hot and keep working it and yeah, man, that's that thing. Like I said, they had I just really appreciated a lot of the new talent that came in because, like I said, the Kubert brothers. To me, I actually tweeted at I think I tweeted at Adam Kubert. I still love Adam Kubert's work to this day, and I think he's on a Superman book over there now or something. I know he's doing something over there at DC, or is he back in Marvel now?
No, I think the Kubert guys are also involved in DC's Academy or whatever they got going on. So
okay, that's what I was going to say. I don't think he's done anything for Marvel in a while. That's why I just yeah, it's just. But he tweeted he drew Wolverine, and he was using just like a razor, and he was like, can I? He said, should I do a scratch? He was like, can I do a scratch cover? So he was doing like scratch paper where he was taking a razor and just cutting. And I mean, he sketched Wolverine with the little razor, and it looked amazing. I was like, and so I tweeted at him. I was like, yes, and then you can send it to my address. So please, yeah, you definitely please. Let's see. Adam Kubert does cover because that's kind of funny. When I was looking at an old review for Caanan's work for Uber that he had done with Kieran Gillen, and they compared Caanan to like a young Joe Kubert. And Joe Kubert was always, you know, like I used to see him in the, you know, the back of, you know, he'd be in the back of, you can draw this, you know, this is how you draw this character, you know, and he'd do these like drawing tutorials, and then they start having them in Wizard magazine, and I used to read those tutorials and stuff, and you know, he drew like was it Sergeant Rock and some of those old books. So, okay, Kubert's doing the Tom King Superman Walmart stories now too. Okay, so is Sylvester not drawing for his own label? Is Top Cow still a thing? Because he's like folded it a couple times.
Yeah, but I think he doesn't worry about that anymore. I think they over at Top Cow something they spend a lot of energy on game development and other those type of things. There's probably got to be a lot.
Oh, so are they not even putting books out? Because I had heard they were trying to bring Cyblade back or something, you know, or Cyberforce back.
Yeah, that's been in publication still for a while.
Okay. Oh, Mark Texiera is fantastic. I used to see he used to do a lot. He probably still gets a lot of those covers, but like back in the day, there was like a Sabretooth miniseries, and he did all the art on that. And I think I still got my trade paperback of that. I thought that was brilliant. And what was another guy? Javier Saltares, or I probably butchered that last name, but
he was good on Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, I was reading this stuff on Ghost Rider. It was so dope, man. I was like, yeah, he was incredibly talented. Yeah, man, that's why I usually him and Humberto Ramos, him and obviously, like I said, Joe Madureira, and you know, I just, like I said, there was so many people that that came to Marvel that I thought kept that train chugging along after the Image exodus. And I just really thought, like I said, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you remember when Andy was doing Kazar?
Yeah, I bought that. Mark Waid was the writer. That's why I was like, the whole thing. I love Mark Waid. You know what I'm saying? It really hurts my heart to see, you know, I know thinks he's doing the right thing and all this kind of thing, but I won't buy his stuff anymore though. But I bought a lot of Mark Waid. I spent a lot of money on Mark Waid. Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, I think DC pays well. I mean, the way Ethan was talking, that one book where he said that him and the writer had negotiated like $18,000 per book. That sounded pretty damn good to me. I was like, $18,000 a book? That'd be all right.
Yeah.
I was like, you draw a book and you get 18 grand? Yeah, that's a nice little payday.
This is for 1 month of work.
So I'd be working overnight and everything. I'd be getting like 3-hour day sleeps.
Well, so that's the only thing I heard him talking about, the deadlines and stuff, you know, like hitting the deadlines. That's the only problem, you know.
Yeah, for that much money. That'd be all right.
Yeah, you're going to be doing some late nights. You was just like, okay. I could just see myself just passed out with slobber all over me and just drooling all over the art pages and stuff, you know. It's just, or you could do like, there's early John Romita Jr. and then there's like the middle John Romita Jr. like where he was drawing Daredevil with like Ann Nocenti, and then you had like this late John Romita Jr. where I think right when he got off of Spider-Man with J. Michael Straczynski and started doing some of these other things like Kick-Ass and stuff, where he's kind of got this kind of broken style. I started noticing, but I mean, he's like 60 something, and it's the same thing with it's just well, it's like Frank Miller used to be a really good artist. Frank Miller's not a good artist anymore. And I mean, and that's hard to say since Frank Miller is like one of my comic gods, I would be very thrilled to, you know, sit down and be able to pick his brain. But obviously the dude's like, what, 70 something years old now. I don't think he's, you know, he just, the style just isn't what it used to be.
Right.
And it's, but man, I respect the work that he did that inspired me, you know. It's, but yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it used to look. That last Batman with that DK3 and so that's, I was like, oh boy. Okay. I was like, yeah, that was another cash grab. That's cash grab too, right there. I was like, they did like 80 variant covers.
Wow.
Yeah, they did so many. Oh man, yeah. Oh, I couldn't believe it. You
I mean,
know,
I
My
like
favorite,
covers, but when you OD, it's just too much.
yeah, that's why I
my
was.
favorite John Romita Jr. stuff was when he was working on Spider-Man in the beginning, when he first got on Spider-Man.
You talking about with Roger Stern?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first issue of Spider-Man I have, I still got it. I got it in my closet right now. It's in my little old comic box. I think it's Spider-Man 243. I think my dad bought. I think it was from August of 1983, and my dad bought it at a gas station when we stopped. He needed some beer. We were going fishing, and I bugged him, and he bought me like Spider-Man and Alpha Flight and a couple of those. It was one. They had those. They had them on the little news rack, and they were, you know, it'd be like 3 or 4 comics in a little plastic sleeve, and you spend like $3 on them or $2 or whatever, and you can get it like $2.50 or whatever. And
That's
as I
pretty.
looked at all the cover prices were like 60 cents or whatever. And they'd all have in the back, they'd have advertisements for Atari Frogger on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I love looking at those old comics now because I was like, oh, Froggo on in television in ColecoVision, and you know, so it would be, you know, it'd be like Frogger, and then they would all have those Marvel Hostess cream pie.
Oh yes.
Those old things,
The
which I think they
advertisements.
would. I think they had what John Buscema.
Yeah, he did
I
a
think he was.
bunch.
Oh yeah, he did a bunch of those. And I was, you know, so it'd be Spider-Man and Captain America and the Thing, and I was like, oh, Hostess. You know, one of the super villains would be. I wonder what they did with those original art. I would very much like to have one of those just for sentimental values, just to have like an old John Buscema Hostess ad, because I know I just wouldn't you like that just for nostalgia?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
have one of those old pages.
Yes, I would.
Yes. I miss comics in the grocery and convenience. That's what I'm saying, man. Oh man. Oh man, yeah. I just see this is
Yeah.
what they don't understand when they criticize, you know, us and say that, you know, we're hating and doing all this kind of thing. We love comics, man. We're passionate about comics, and we don't like a lot of the things that they're doing with comics now.
Mhm.
And, you
It's like
know,
you were saying about the buybacks. You know, they need to start doing some buybacks.
yeah, I don't think if they did some buybacks, they would get some rude awakenings. I think.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why grocery stores stopped doing it, because when I used to work for like merchandising, like selling cakes to grocery stores, and when the cakes used to expire, you know, you have to take them out and exchange them, you know, and get them new ones. And if the comic books industry did that, trust me, that was, like you said, they'll get a rude awakening.
That's what they
Or
would do.
you could just write. Well, that's the
They know.
thing that yeah, trust me, they don't. It's what Richard was saying the other day though, where he was saying he said, you know, there used to be books that were getting canceled because they were only selling 40 or 50,000 copies. Those books would get canceled because that was considered a low print run. You're like, hey, we're not making any money off of that. You know, Spider-Man used to be selling regularly 300,000-400,000 copies, you know, every month. You know, it's like, you know, if they get, you know, a regular issue of Spider-Man does like 40,000, they're like, hey, it's a good month. You know,
right.
It's just you know, that blows me away, you know, and that, you know, you look at some of the on what's it, Chromicon or Chronicon or whatever that Comic Con or Cron or, and where they you can look on the where it has the monthly sales figures, and they got books, you know, selling like 2,000 and 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. I was like, whoa. I was like, I don't know, is it, you know, but someone was like, well, I think, you know, they can't account for digital. And I've been on there's a couple of websites that, you know, there is a booming pirate digital comics thing going. I just like I said, I still like to have physical books in my hand, but there are a lot, you know, like I was talking to a buddy of mine at work, and he emailed me this site. He was like, hey, check this site out here, man. They got everything. They got all the runs. And so, yeah, if I wanted to check, you know, sometimes when I miss an issue, I can go back and I can check it out. But yeah, if I want, you know, like I like to have the physical books in my hand.
Right, yeah. Same here.
Yeah, it's just,
it's not the same as touching a screen and white swiping to a page than to actually hold it in your hand and feel that paper.
Although I laugh when I watch the Diversity in Comics reviews and some of these books now. He had one he had just got out the comic store, and the paint was running on the couch. I was like all up the spine. It had already welted. I was like, dude, I wouldn't even have bought. But I mean, I know he was just like, well, I mean, because he reviews them for his YouTube channel, all the books he buys is tax deductible, you know, business expense. So it doesn't really matter. You know, not to mention if he's gonna roast it, he's just gonna rip it up and throw it in the toilet or do any of the things that he does. So it doesn't but man, a couple of those times where he picked the book up and you could literally see that the book was like the cheap paper and all that. I was like, man, what are they making comics out of now? Like, what is this stuff? I was like, man, you know, because the DC books aren't doing that. I've noticed it's all like the Marvel stuff. And I was just like, hey, let me you know, let's cut some corners.
I'm actually a big fan of digital. I've been experiencing that. I like the better books in the other format, but when it comes to like, you know, if I got to catch up on an issue, I'll just pick it up like that. But like if you're gonna do like our special art book or like what we're doing for Indiegogo, those are nicer books. Those are meant to be like what's he calling it? Like the prestige style, you know?
Yeah.
Or like that kind of thing.
So don't forget to sign the other page, Elliot.
What's happening?
I said, don't forget to sign the other page.
Never.
You're gonna get all these.
That looks so good, man. You don't know.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
She's coming at you fast and punch you right in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's gonna be fighting it. She's gonna need it. She's gonna need that speed and that strength to get around.
That's a great costume, man. I really like that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, you should see the original. I was showing Elliot. She looked too much like America Chavez.
Oh boy. Well, that definitely means you were trying to not attract readers.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was probably homophobic and sexist to say that. Even though the book like sold less than like 3 sheets of toilet paper.
Wow.
So I'm like, I mean, that's a fact. You can read, and then you know they're just keeping the book alive to, you know, it's like, hey, we can't give in. It's the same thing with the bringing Iceman back, you know, hey, the fan, you know, Cena Grace is like the fans, like the fans weren't demanding that you bring Iceman back, dude. That's not what happened. You know, the New York Times slammed Marvel for canceling a book with a gay lead, and then they're like, oh no, we're bringing him back. You know, it's like I'm like, I have no problem with Iceman being gay if you write the character the proper way, and you know, with wokeness card revoked. Yeah, well, since I ain't broke, I must not be woke enough, you know, because when you go woke, you go broke. You know, you get woke, go broke. And but
I must be woke. I'm always broke.
Hey Elliot, I don't know why, but those gray eyes is actually, I think I might end up running with gray eyes.
You say what now?
Her eyes being gray, I like it.
Oh, well, I put them blue here. You can change it.
No, that's fine. No, you can leave it there. I'm just saying, like, you know, but you painted that gray. I just said, you know what? It would look nice with gray. I mean,
well, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you can have her.
She looks good.
You need to draw her in my bed.
Well. All right, brother. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm not mailing this to you. We live too close to each other. We're gonna meet each other and do this.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I need to give you a hug, man. My man.
Yeah. In fact, I think
now I don't feel special because Elliot keeps telling me that, you know, he's gonna come and we're gonna like eat ribs and stuff. And
no, first of all, I never said I was gonna eat ribs because I can't eat meat. But I am.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. I'm gonna eat the ribs. But
I like this one. Came out cool. This one really is neat. You know. So I just put here the name Young Glory, W919, so you have a nice little date that goes with that.
Right.
Bam. And that is it, y'all.
Yeah. If you can scan it, send me just so I can show it to my wife. You know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But I plan to go to New York this month. Maybe I could swing by your house before I go over there.
I was gonna say I don't live in New York.
No.
Hey, while you guys are here, let me show you what I was doing earlier on the what do you call it? I got caught using a Copic. Sorry, Bear. It's a touch. Shinhan Art touch marker. Boom. Don't try me.
Are you on a Copic strike? I did not know that. Everybody uses.
I don't like Copics. I don't like using markers at all. But I do carry that gray one around with me so I can add grades and stuff.
Oh, everybody uses Copic. I'd be tripping out. I'd be like, man, everybody uses Copic.
Why ain't everybody then?
What do you use, Elliot? I've seen you use those brush pens.
These are Zig pens from Kuretake. They're neat. They don't have enough.
There was an old video. Ethan, a client had paid him to do a sketch cover, and I guess Ethan had done it. I think it was a Batman sketch cover. Then the guy sent it back to him, and he was like, "Hey, could you color it too?" And so Ethan, well, I mean, you know, Ethan was doing it. He was doing the little video.
All right.
And, you know, he colored. You know, he was doing. But yeah, you know that. Which he admitted it's not his strong suit, but I mean he did a decent job at it, but it's just not it. You can tell there are people that go to those cons and they color art and stuff, and you can tell that they have a strong, you know, it just they just seem to have a talent for it, a knack.
Right.
Just
I remember him saying that he was trying to practice how to color.
Yeah. He said he wanted to get better at it. That's one thing, man, because you get to using those brushes, or some people use the colored pencils and do all it. I see that. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. He seems like he can do it all, though.
Right.
He can draw. You know, he can draw digitally. He can draw, you know, with pen. He can draw with pencil. You know, when he marks his art, you know, he can then he'll take those markers and colored pencils and he'll color his sketch covers and stuff, and it just looks fantastic. I mean, he is I'd actually, when, you know, because I couldn't get Caanan to commit to doing brand at first because he had so many other commitments, and he was one of the people I was like, hey, can you can you possibly do brand with me? And I think he was doing something for Zenoscope, some covers he had committed to or something. And he was like, yeah, I just don't want to commit to that. And then, but we kept in touch, and then he started seeing all the money roll in, and he sent me a DM. He was like, I made a mistake, man. I should have. I was like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. It's all good, baby. I was like, yeah, I should have.
Let me show you these drawings. This is some of the characters I did for earlier today. Some hell beasts from a hell world, hellscape concept that I'm going to do in the story.
That looks so good.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he looks good. I like his face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's original. I like things like original.
Who's your man down there on the right that kind of looks like a Hulk, some kind of thing,
This guy?
Oh, wait, hold on.
This guy right here? Or this guy?
Hold on. I'm looking at him.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, what you got going on there?
This is like a Cthulhu-inspired creature. He's got his eyes sewn up, and he's got like, fins for mouth.
No, up above him though, that guy.
This guy right here?
Yeah, that dude.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just drawing. I'm designing monsters, so I'm thinking like.
I dig that one right there, man. I like it. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'll be looking at your little. It's like I consider it going shopping. Like, oh. Well, I mean, no. I was on stream with him the other week, and he did a character, and he had a bunch of little concepts in there, and one of them I knew would work for Brandon. Elliot Scanning said, "Hey, man, you can have that." I was like, "Cool." So I showed it to Caanan. I was like, "Yeah, I got a plan for that guy. I know it." So Caanan will do his version of it. I think he's gonna be one of Lucifer's henchmen. I think he'll be perfect. I mean, he's I think the way you drew it was perfect. Like I said, obviously got to have Caanan do his version of this character, but I think he'll be stunning.
I like this.
I just like the way you designed him originally, and it was just yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the crown.
Yeah, the floating crown, some kind of weird frost. I think
that's gonna be a good book. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a really good book. Yeah.
Tortured Soul guys. This guy's interesting. It's a skull with tattoos on it. See that one?
Oh man, that's dope right there.
Yeah. You remember those statues that come to life from the Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Gozer or
yeah, I think that's the one.
No, but the two little demon dogs. That's what got me the idea to do Morgan.
Oh, really?
That's where Dawn's little pet Reaper comes from. Because I was like, and when I was trying to describe it to Caanan, I was like, that when the two little demon dog statues came alive, and I was like, I want Dawn to have a pet,
right?
Just like that, man. And that's why I was like, Morgan. I can't. I was like, man, I can't wait because I'm getting to the little pages now where we're gonna start seeing Reapers pop up. And Caanan just draws like it, and he draws sick Reapers. I'd be like, and I want to see like a pack of Reapers, and you'll see some of them will have like, because they'll fight each other, and some of them will have like scratched out eyes and stuff. Just real battle. Oh, dude, I'm geeking out just looking at all this. Oh my. Man, you need to start like drawing stuff that sucks, man. I need you to start drawing stuff that sucks.
So this is my drawn and quartered thing. This is Trigun.
I love it. That's awesome.
What's his name?
Oh my goodness. Stampede?
Stampede? No, yeah. Bash.
Bash Stampede.
I don't know. Bash sounds weird, but yeah.
Kento of Hard Rock.
So anyway, yeah, I didn't win. But good.
Good.
I'm scanning these right now, though.
Oh la la! Can't wait to get them. Yeah. That's a pretty looking character. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I mean, it's just it's the way I draw. Anyone else is going to draw them in their way, but at least you have the idea for the style of the hair. If that's how you want to keep it, you can always change it. You know, she could get another haircut. She can grow it out. All kinds of cool stuff.
I want to keep it like that for like I said, for the first book or two, you know, and just like you said, evolve the costume a little bit, you know. So I want to keep like her in the costume right now the way it is. I just want to keep it pure, like a pure form, and then I guess, you know, just evolve from there from the future.
Yeah, like you said, this is her coming out of the dark situation she found herself in, and then she can always grow and evolve from there.
Right, and she's got to stand for something right now. You know, she's got to either take a dark situation and make something out of it, or just you know, let it destroy her.
Hey.
Yeah. I want to give her some conflict to deal with.
So Sketch is saying, you should have done Vash the Stampede full body, but it looks good, no doubt. Listen, I told you, I'm not trying to win that no more. Y'all crazy. Y'all all crazy.
That looks fantastic, though.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This? The girl?
I'm talking about the Vash. The Vash that you did was
the Vash is nice.
That's like,
I think sometimes it's funny. I think it's cool. It's very cool. I appreciate everyone's enthusiasm, and it cracks me up sometimes when I hear people talk about some of this stuff. It's like, yeah, man. What do you call it? You know, if you could win. Like for me, winning is not the point. That's it doesn't matter about the winning part. It's just more about having fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay.
Trying to make it do what it do.
I put my email in the chat, Elliot.
Say what?
I put my email in the chat.
In
Twitter, in the Hangout chat?
Yeah. Oh, Hangout chat? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, looks good, man. Really good. It's 100 times better than what I had originally planned.
Well, now you know. Whenever you're ready, I come help you. Come see your other Uncle E.
I do have that one other character. I want to think about it tonight, and then I'll let you know. You can design it for me too.
Oh yeah, sure. What do you call it? I like doing this part. This is my favorite part of any of this stuff, is the designing, coming up with the concepts, you know, costume design. I'm not really big. I'm not very good at. I mean, I could. I just don't give it much thought. I could do more of the like developing props and equipment or machinery or something like that. You know.
Right.
But like, there's I forget the gentleman's name. He was a French artist. He worked on G.I. Joe. That last one that came out. He also worked on. He also was an animator and worked on the cartoon for Men in Black and for Godzilla. If you see all those different shows, they'll have a very similar style. It was the same guy. I forget the cat's name. He passed away several years back, but he was excellent. All he would do is just like draw like machine things and parts and compartments. You know, he was just good at drawing equipment. Like all the dudes for G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe I was talking about is that cartoon that was out for a while, where it had it was right after the movies, and it was like episodes of the A-Team, and that was awesome. It was awesome, and I'll forever be indebted. Clement Silva. That's it. Simon Sim Potier figured it out. Okay, this one maybe. Let's scan this one. A little darker, I think.
That trigon is amazing. Do you have a site where you put all your original
no, I thought about putting that on Big Bridge Design. I just don't. I really want to focus more on for Big Bridge Design on merchandise and product.
Okay.
If I did it like this, I still probably just do it off of Instagram or Twitter for this type of stuff.
Right. Oh, you fell out. Antonio fell out. I think he disconnected.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think he's he fell asleep and fell on his keyboard.
Imagine.
Dude, so a while back, I used to do a lot of G.I. Joe Renegade. That's it. I knew him personally. He got me back in comics. No kidding. So, I mean, that's awesome. I'm glad that's an awesome story. What do you call it? I was doing a Twitch session, and I was really trying to build my audience. And I would do Twitch every day, and I was on there all night. And one night, I think I had a glass of wine, and I was talking, and I got tired. So I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm gonna get ready to bug out. And so I kept hanging on, and sure enough, man, it was like the point in the video. There's a point in the video where everybody kept saying, "Hey, man, did the stream freeze? What happened? He's not moving." And then somebody said, "Wait a minute, something's moving really slow." And if you do it fast, I ended up getting the video, and I think I still have it. And I started to run it fast, and you could just see my head slowly drift over the course of like 2 or 3 hours. I had been on that Twitch session for about 4 or 5 hours. I was asleep the whole time.
Wow.
And then my eyes open. I was like, "Oh, hey, yeah. So anyway, hey, thanks, guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep." It was hilarious, and I showed it to my boy, one of my best friends, and he started cracking. And he goes, "Elliot, you are damn fool." I said, "I know. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot."
That's funny, man. You try to play it off.
I did. Well, I didn't even know time had passed. I had fallen asleep, and it was game over. I'm so stupid.
Crazy. Hey, let me ask you a question. When are you gonna release this book? Are you decided a date yet?
Well, that's actually interesting. So I've been kind of mulling that around a lot lately. I'm not really sure, man. I'm a little nervous about. I mean, obviously, to do it sooner might be a mistake. If I did it, if I wait till December, it's too late. I think for the year. Cody Bear says 1 glass. Yeah, man. I'm a lightweight. It only takes 1 glass, and I'm knocked out. I did I thought about December, but I feel like that's too close to the holidays and people will be doing their thing. And some people may have room in their budgets for that, but a lot of people won't. So I don't want to really, test that that way. The other thing I thought about was, I thought about February next year, but I'm a little concerned about that because I'm thinking that February might be too soon. So maybe I should wait till March and launch it around there, or maybe mid-February as we head into tax season, because that's when people have a little more freedom in their budgets and stuff. I don't know, but you'd be surprised, right? I just don't. But at the same time, I'm still trying to develop some of the things. What does it say? Somebody wrote, "Watch me sleep on Twitch." You can call me the Knockout King. Elliot's new nickname on next week's Jordan Quarter. Yeah. I'm not sure. I got to get a lot of work done. So I'm going to do Jordan Quarter once in a while. I just got to focus on some work because that's a lot. That's a big chunk of time. And I'm just drawing stuff like that. But I'm just checking everything here and just making sure that I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Share screen, bam. There you go. So I'm just kind of, where did it go?
You didn't put the nipples on the.
Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah. Oh.
So I gotta fix this. Oh, her skin should be pink.
Yeah, man, we're bringing Image back, baby. We're bringing it back.
What? Where did I go? I don't know where my palette is. I think it used to be right here. Okay, there we go. I gotta go back to my Cintiq. Oh man, I gotta upgrade my new equipment, man. I'm looking at all this new equipment coming out. I'm just like, dang, I like it. Okay, I think that works. I'm just taking some of that pinky out of there. Pinky McGillicuddy. And So this is, you'll just have this as scans, and we can always, like, I'm going to desaturate this a little bit so it's not so obnoxious.
Mm.
Oh, that's kind of nice too, a little,
Yeah.
like a darker, there we go. That's almost like a Civil War Captain America coloration.
Yeah, I like that.
We can go fully bright, bam! Always to keep it 0. I hear someone in the background. I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Y'all think I'm playing? Wait. So I had to bring Caanan along slowly, because I had to talk him into doing things. I was like, Caanan, you have to draw the. I don't really feel comfortable drawing. Although that the American Nightmare pinup he did, which is on sale on Amazon right now, by the way. That pinup he did for us was phenomenal. It just blew me away. But when I described it to him, I could feel it kind of. He was like, "Come on, man, what are you asking me?" I was like, I have this thought. It was just I wanted to. I see American Beauty in my head, but it's not American Beauty. And instead of the rose petals, it's money. And I want it to be Santana. And he was like, "You want me to draw Santana, like laying there in the bed of money?" I was like, "Yeah." And then, so
he got all secret, yeah.
And then he was like, "That sounds really creepy." And I was like, "Just do it, man." I was like, "We're about to hit $50,000. Let's do it, man. Let's make it special." But he started. He did the original layout, and he sent it to me. And I was like, "Okay." And it just something was missing, and I said, "Okay," because he had a bunch of money down in the nether regions to obviously cover up. And I was like, "Well, leave the money there." I said, "But we need Horace." I said, "I need Horace to be right there, right there at the crotch." And he was like, "You gonna do that to him?" And I was like, "He's a bad guy. He'll be okay." And so he put him right there, and it was fantastic. It just, he just knocked it out the park. So you must have like a whole set. I'm like, because like I said, I remember the first time I had you on my channel, and you were down. I guess that's your office or whatever, or is that just I don't know, whatever you've turned into a office?
What are you talking about? Me?
Yeah.
This used to be my garage, and I turned it into a studio. Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying you turned it into a little bat cave.
Can you see it?
No, I saw it on the stream that you did on my channel because you were talking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Been,
you had that Joker. You had that Joker piece behind you. Like, well, we streamed for like 3 hours that day. I think it was at least 3 hours, wasn't it? Or I thought it was about a 3-hour stream when you were on my channel.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, and then you drew the Dark Santana, and that's been colored, and that's on Amazon, by the way, as well. It was, man. Like I said, I enjoyed that. Having you on and getting to talk to you about, like I said, I've been a fan of yours for a while,
Well, now I'm a fan of yours. See how that goes. You guys, awesome.
I was like, man, that's Jerkmonger. I was like, yeah, it's like, I was a big fan. I always loved that tag. I wanted you to like draw something for me and actually write Jerkmonger on it like you used to. You used to sign it Jerkmonger.
Yeah, for a little bit. I was afraid of doxing myself back in the days before I even knew what doxing was. I didn't want to, I was doing a lot of stuff that would be considered. Oh no, I think I messed something up here. Hold on. A lot of things that would be like, you know, that's not this or that, whatever. You know, I was doing T-shirt designs and, you know, doing just, you know, general foolishness, and I wasn't sure how it would affect me in the long run. So, long story short, I had so I developed the name Jerkmonger so I could try to get myself in a mode where I can, you know, still produce stuff, but it wasn't such a big deal.
Right.
And then, you know, but after a while, I realized that it wasn't that important. But the Jerkmonger thing stuck because it was fun. Yeah, so I signed it for like that for a while. Oh, I'm trying to open it. Here we go. I signed like that for a while, but then that was too long to write. I was like, why am I writing this? This is stupid. Okay, this is angles.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, just for old time's sake, because I saw that was when I first started finding your art, like on DeviantArt and stuff. I started seeing your stuff, and it all, you know, I all said Jerkmonger, Jerkmonger, Jerkmonger. I was like, who is this Jerkmonger person? I need to find out who this is, and I was like, because I kept seeing, like I said, there was a what's the guy from Silverhawks, Monstar.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you had done him. You had done this Lobo with the little dog that was just dope. And
yeah.
I think that's how I found you. The guy had posted it on Facebook or something. He was like, "Yeah, I just got this in the mail," and he had hung it up in his office or something. You'd done that commission for a client, and he was like, "Yeah, man, bought this from Jerkmonger." And I thought that was, I was like, who is this Jerkmonger person? I must know who he is. And so I started typing in Jerkmonger, and you know, you came up there. I think you had done an interview at a con, and someone's like, "Hey, I'm doing this interview with Jerkmonger," and I said, "Here's that name again." And like I said, at that time when I found you on Instagram, I think you only had about 55, 60,000 followers.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy how the old days were like that? I to this day, I'm people still ask me like how I built it. You know, I remember those days where it was like real slow. I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna ever get this thing past 10,000 or even 1,000. I'll never forget that. I was like, oh, this is cool, and it just moved really quick, really quick. And then all of a sudden, now I'm at close to 114.
That's why I'm sitting there going, man, you know, like I said, the fact that I got over 10 on Instagram, you know, I got over 10,000 followers on Instagram, but you can't, it's hard to do anything with them. I'm sitting there going, if give me 10,000 Twitter followers, I can make a lot of money. Cause I'm just saying, you know, I've noticed like when I could tweet my shirts out and stuff like that, man, let me be able to do stuff like that with that 10,000 I got on Instagram. I could man, I could make some damage. I could do what it do with that. That's why I was telling you when we was talking the other day about, you know, you got all them Instagram followers. Man, they, you know, them little cam girls and stuff, they be making a living with them. You know, they be like, hey, subscribe to my Patreon, you know, all that. But they're not selling art though. So maybe they're selling art T-Bear.
Well, I just got some bad news here.
It's nice. That's a nice. Was that Red Sandra, right?
Yes.
It's nice.
Now I saw that Caanan came back to Marvel, or they're doing it. They've got the license back, but I think she's still at Dynamite, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think she was a property of. I don't believe she was a property of the Robert Howard estate. I don't believe that. I'm not sure.
Well, like I said, because back when I was a little kid, both of them used to be at. They both used to be at Marvel, and so.
Oh, scared me just now. I thought you left.
Instagram girls spam the hell out of me. I hate them. It's just like, Hey, them girls be on there. They be hustling for that money, man. I tell everybody, I ain't no hater, man. If you get the bag, get it, man. Like everybody, don't get that money. It make me feel good. I just like to see people winning, man. As long as they not haters, you know.
Right.
It's like, hey, man, go on get your money, man. That's what that's the problem with people, man. They be seem like they see somebody else's success and they feel intimidated by it. My man Pimpin' Ken said it best, man. Don't down it, crown it, man. So if you out there winning, man, keep doing it. That's what I do.
I just sent all 3 of them to you. You're good to go. Turn it off.
That's cool. Still left out. You didn't send me anything, man. That's crazy.
I don't know what to say.
I know what you're supposed to be sending. I know what you're supposed to be sending me, but you ain't started on it yet. So.
We're gonna do that. Hopefully, maybe we'll start some of those tomorrow, man. Actually, I have a thing with Nasser tomorrow. Maybe this weekend or start next week.
Okay.
Right,
so we still out here grinding. We still out here looking at these. Like I said, I think Caanan's got some more layouts for me to look at.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Well, fellas, I appreciate you guys so much, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm gonna have you guys stick around for a second after we get off here. But those of you who are in here, let me go ahead and address the thing here. Let me let's see. Go here. I'm gonna look up brand. Don't forget, guys, to check out brand on Indiegogo. I'm just gonna do this right quick.
You want to see a fat guy that likes bees? That ends up finding a hot redhead to marry him.
That's it. Bees.
I just got it, Elliot. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. So then, I'll give you the originals when we get together.
Yep.
Okay, I'm copying that. I'm going to put this into the description. Edit video. Edit video.
Edit video.
I'm going to put here. Let's see. Check out brand by Antonio Brice and Caanan. Wait.
No, I'm actually changing my name now. I'm going to write the book as Antonio Brice. That is my new name.
Okay. And the other one was it was Donal's, right? Brutus.
Yes, Brutus, the badass, very badass. Brutus. Let's see not to be confused with Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Every time I hear that word, that name, I think of that. Okay, I must have spelled it wrong. Isn't it Brutas?
B-R-U.
Yeah, I always spell it wrong. All right, I'm gonna copy that link. And,
don't get mad because I'm walking and you limping. Put a limping in your pimping. Sketch therapy. Okay, I like that.
Let's see. That's a lot. This is a lot of work.
yeah.
I'm over here being all silent.
No, that's the thing. The guy I had on my stream earlier, Michael O'Hare. I was telling him, I was like, dude, you got to work because he's got a good book. It's just that, he ain't working that social media game because he should be a whole lot further. The book, that dude worked at Marvel. He worked at Image. I'm sitting there, dude, why is your book not? And, like I said, we got him about $300 something worth of sales. So that was good. But he was like, he's like, I don't really know what to do with my Twitter. And I was like, dude, come on, man. You got a good book, man. You ain't gonna get nowhere. You don't work that social media game. I had to learn that the hard way, bro. Social media is life, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, People in the chat, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I thank you for all the likes. I see that you guys gave me 42 likes, man. That's pretty powerful. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We really appreciate you, your patience and listening to us chat and getting things done. Please check the description below. You're going to see in the description below, I put links in for Detective Dead because I have my guests here, Cridious, Detective Dead, Brand by Antonio Brice, and Brutus the Badass by Donal and Nasser Rabadi. And links are there. Also, you can go further into the things and you'll see other stuff. You'll see my Patreon link there. You'll see my tip jar if you want to just give me some little donation to help a brother out. Instagram is on there. And bigbridgedesigns.com, which is my store. So if you want to go over there and check out some merchandise, you're more than welcome to go check it out. You guys are fantastic, and I appreciate all of you. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out with us at the Jerkmonger Show. Later.
Yep. Later, everybody.